There you go. What's up, fellas? That was Lawrence the band. Obviously, if you're listening after the fact, I'll have it edited out, but that's how we do it if we can. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Jaffe Talks. We got some game news this morning and just some shoot the shit news this morning. It is nice to see you. Welcome to your Thursday. We already got our first troll in the chat. I want to give you a couple. We're going to do a little housekeeping as I can't do. Can't talk. Can't talk. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Hello, everybody. Yeah, no, we already got our first troll. And as always, I challenged the guy to call in, and he chose not to. I don't tell you. And I'm not talking about Graf. I'm talking about Mr. K. Mr. K making fun of some great music. Making fun of some great fucking music. He says, I can't believe people thought this song was lit, meaning the guy used to be. You're an idiot. That's my musical comeback. I want to let you know we are already starting to climb the charts. We've got man, those glasses are powerful. Pumpman says we have a bitch in the chat, not a troll. Could be. Kevin has been the first contributor to our goal today. If you look at the top of the YouTube there, you'll see fan funding. We have a goal, 10 super chats. I'll talk to the chat GPT about how to make Alex a great father. So that's coming in. We got 20 minutes to hit that goal. See what happens. Kevin's starting us off. Says, Jaffe, what's the most Chinese thing about you? Oh my God, man. What is the most Chinese thing about me? I don't really know how to answer that. I mean, you tell me. Aren't you a Chinese fella? But no, actually, you're a Korean fella, I think. But the most Chinese thing about me is probably that I think we should do more medical stuff in America with a little bit less regulation. Now, not as little regulation as some of the Chinese medicine departments. No, I don't think we should be the only country in the world that's advanced that wants to do a head transplant or agrees to a head transplant. But that said, though, I think that's pretty cool. I think it's kind of neat to see what a country looks like when you don't have a lot of puritanical foundations on which to make laws. So that would be that, Kevin. Thank you, buddy. The most Chinese thing about Jaffe is he's a P.F. Chang's fan. I don't really like P.F. Chang's, and I also don't like Panda Express. Here's why I don't like Panda Express. I love chow mein, but they put the goddamn they put all the fuck in the shit chow mein. It's like, just give me why can't I go into the Panda Express and say, hey, may I please have just the noodles without the fucking cabbage and the bean sprouts and whatever I don't want all that. I just want the noodles. And every now and then you can find a place that'll make that for you, but it ain't Panda. Pickup Sticks will do it from time to time. Panda ain't going to do it. Don Vader says, when are we going to talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to crash and burn due to pandering to a race that does not even give a shit about a black guy being in the game? It sounds like you just said everything that needs to be said, in your opinion, Don Vader. I don't really care. I don't care, Don Vader. I'm a goddamn grown-ass man. I'm 53, and I've made enough money. I can sit and do what I want. I don't care about your fucking playground bullshit. Don't play the game if you don't like it, my good friend Don Vader. Don't play the game. I like Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I like what they're promising with this one. I'm going to play it for about, I don't know, 10 minutes on Ubisoft Plus, and if I like it, I'll keep playing it. If not, I'll delete it, and I'll get on with my goddamn life. Don Vader. That's what I'd say. You guys like the shit in the chow mein. Oh, man. No, not me. I don't like the crunch. I don't like any of it. Just give me the fucking noodles, man. That's what would be great. Well, you should care. It's not playground bullshit, says Don. No, it is. It's utterly playground bullshit. Bill says, Jaffe, why are there so many big baby gamers? Here's 2 reasons, sir. Number one is they are motivated to exist because there's a lot of people on the internet that will tell them, you're right and you're being listened to and you're heard. No one else in your life is listening to you, but I'm listening to you. That's a big part of it. Another Eddie Torres. Well, see, Eddie Torres is not a troll. Eddie Torres is an actual core gamer, and he buys his games, puts his money where his goddamn mouth is. And look, Dragon Age is one of my favorite games of last year. People are like, it's $25 on Amazon. Cool. Maybe more people will get to experience a game that was unfairly maligned by a bunch of idiots. It's a fun fucking game, unless you love the old school Dragon Age, in which case you might not like this one. But I thought it was a lot of fun. And if Assassin's Creed bombs, I don't care. Look, man, I feel for you, buddy. If you, what's this guy's name? Vader. If you got your money invested in Ubisoft or something, okay, I'm with you. I can feel for you. Short of that, what do I care if the fucking thing fails? I don't want people to lose jobs, but okay. Sounds good. Johnny drops a super chat, says, me. You're really starting to piss me off with the political rage bait. Grifters fighting grifters, becoming a grifter because of nonsense. Please stop. Johnny, you whore. I literally just did an entire little bit of a Aaron Sorkin quality monologue about how all this stuff is stupid. You would prefer me just not even mention it, but that doesn't make me a grifter. Grifters like the word woke at this point. I don't know what's wrong with these young whippersnappers that think that anything you don't like can just become the word of the day. Grifter doesn't mean what you think it means. Grifter means somebody who lies to you to get your money. They're frauds, okay? I'm not lying to you. If I've ever been caught in a lie, I've never been caught in a lie. Have I been caught in giving information that turned out not to be true? Oh, quite probable. And when you point it out, I'll let you know. But I'm not grifting. I'm just talking about things that interest me. I don't know about you, Johnny. I find it fascinating that these people give a shit about stuff like this. I mean, you know what I was up late last night doing? I wanted to go live streaming at 10:30. I couldn't because I was up late last night playing video games, not grifting, but playing the goddamn video games. I was actually hopeful that Sniper Elite Resistance would be a midnight launch, but it's not. It's out now. But I was playing that Phantom Line, which came into demo early access yesterday, and it's got some things to say about it. It's interesting, but that's what hey, let's talk about that. Second super chat, third super chat. We basically 2 out of 10. We'll be able to tell Alex how to make a great father. I'll talk to ChatGPT. You don't want to miss it. I'll make ChatGPT dress up as Santa Claus. Spider-Man 2 launched on PC today, says Woogerman. Forza Horizon 5 announced for PS5. The multi-platform future is here to stay, and I love it. I love it as well. I absolutely love it as well. We're going to get to the Forza story, but yeah, that broke early this morning. That is coming in the spring. There is also an update coming for everyone that already has Forza Horizon, which is, I think, called Forza Realms, and they're going to just continually refresh tracks that the fans and people are like, oh, these are our like current top 5 favorite tracks. So there's always best of the best to just kind of fuck around and play. That's what it sounds like anyway. I love Forza Horizon. I absolutely think it is a great fucking arcade racer. I don't think it's as good as the Crew Motorfest, but it is still delightful and excellent. And I am glad that PlayStation is getting it. The more people who can play it and experience, the better. I did like a tweet that came out today where someone says, finally, PlayStation has a good Horizon on it, which was pretty fucking good. Fuck you, you fucking fanboys. You don't get to call yourself a fanboy. I was there at the beginning. I was playing it all. I play it all still. You want to be a real gamer? I don't know why. You want to sit at the table with the rest of the cool kids, then fucking game shut the fuck up. Johnny drops another super chat. He wants to be heard. He demands to be heard. Just like America. You have the money, you'll be heard. He says, hey, Jaffe, listen, I see. Well, I hope you'd push yourself away from people who do that stuff. It's such a downer and we all come here to be cheered up. I don't know why you come here to be cheered up. Listen, Johnny, I love to cheer you up. Okay, let me be honest with you. Whoever says that. But let me tell you my heart on this, seriously, no joking aside. I just find it entertaining and interesting and sort of sociologically compelling to talk about, right? I think people like this are interesting to me. I would hate to think you come here and those topics make you upset. I don't really take them serious. I hope with my charming and charismatic wink and smiles that it's clear that I'm just kind of like, this is dumb. If you really want to know where my heart is in terms of passion, you'll get that when I talk about video games or politics or weird stories or whatever. But, I think it's funny that, there are people that watch these right-wing folks and then they come in here and act like they're going to be little foot soldiers for their heroes. I just think it's goofy, but here's what I'll say, Johnny, you've been a member for a long time and I appreciate your support and I appreciate your community here with us. And I don't want to push people away and I'll go where the audience wants me to go. The numbers show that people kind of like it when we do at least deal with these things. But yeah, if it's too much, it's too much and we'll peel off. So we'll see. Yeah. Brad says he comes here for the Orin. Oh shit, man. Ornery. Come on. I know what ornery means. I've never heard orneriness. I don't even know if that's the right ornery. Brad comes here for the passion is what he says. Thank you, Brad. But thank you, Johnny. Kevin drops super chat. He says 2 + 2 = I don't know, bitch. I don't know. 4. We're getting there, folks. We're closing in on the goal. I'll talk to ChatGPT is about how to make Alex a great dad. Okay, let's move on though. But seriously, I am excited. We're not kidding about the Forza coming to the PlayStation. I think it's great. If you guys are only PlayStation players, pick it up or consider picking it up because it's really fucking fun. It's a really fun racing game. I dig it a great deal. Okay. Can we talk about the real news? Donald Trump taking cats away from little people? Nah, bored. No. We'll get to some Trump stuff later, though. You guys saying you were there when Wolfenstein was made, and then Brad said I was there when Wolfenstein was being coded. Bitch, I was there when Wolfenstein was not even what you guys think. I mean, I know some of you know this, okay? But a lot of you guys that think Wolfenstein lived and died by the hands of id Software are morons because the original Castle Wolfenstein came out in 1981. And this is what it looked like. I'm going to show it to you right now and prepare to have your brain pan blown out the back of your head. Here you go. This was the original Castle Wolfenstein. And you got to kill Hitler at the end. And this is what inspired Wolfenstein 3D. So I was like 10 years old when this fucking came out. And this was revelatory. This was amazing. Dead bodies got left on the floor. You had some stealth. The guards actually called out to you when they saw you. They'd say like, "Schneid that guy," something like that. Let's see if we can get a guard talking to us. See if we can get a living guard. Here we go. Come on now. This is what we had. This was state of the art, man. You're struggle boxing. You're talking about Wolfenstein Youngblood. I don't know why all the people are already dead. What the fuck, man? Anyway, whatever. That was the original Wolfenstein. So don't fucking come at me and tell me you're the OG because no, thank you. No, thank you. That would be your Papa J, my friends. Listen, you know what I tried to do this morning? Oh, I got to tell you. I'll get to that later. I got to tell you something. You know what I tried to do this morning? My son picked up, he's gotten into the eating the Hot Pockets. And I didn't come up with the Hot Pockets, right? So I don't really know much about them. And I says, well, I want a Hot Pocket for breakfast. And so I go to the Hot Pocket website because I throw all the boxes away. And I'm like, fuck this. You have to cook a Hot Pocket for 2 Hot Pockets, take 20 minutes? Why not just make a fucking pizza then? Why do you need a little fucking stupid Hot Pocket? I thought this was like, oh, it's like the thing in not Rise Skywalker, whatever, the Force one, the what was the J.J. Abrams first one? Star Wars, The Force Awakens or something, where Rey puts the little bread in the water and it becomes a thing. Hot Pockets take you 20 minutes to make? Calvin, Hot Pockets take 20 minutes to make. Well, you've been making them.
Well, I make them weird. They do kind of take a while. It's kind of annoying, but if I put a slit in the middle, it makes it easier.
Okay, because I was going to make them this morning, and then I'm like, oh, 20 minutes? I might as well make a pizza.
Yeah, well, I put them in the microwave first. I put a slit in I microwave for like 30 seconds because they're too cold to put a slit, but then I microwave them, I put a slit in the middle.
And how long are they in the air fryer after that?
Well, I usually do it, what I do with most foods that I want to, like, air fry or toast or whatever is I heat them up in the microwave till they're hot enough, and then I just put them in the air fryer for a little bit just to get them crispy because they're already hot.
Okay.
So I put them on the...
Yeah, these guys in the chat are saying that they're meant for microwaves, that you're not even supposed to put them in the... But you put them in the air fryer, they get crunchy. I like that.
I don't like just when I don't like when they get just, like, floppy and annoying.
Yeah. Okay.
So I put it in the microwave, and then I put it in the air fryer.
Got it. Okay, so I'm gonna so Struggle Boxing says if you make them in the microwave, it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So, but what Calvin's saying is you put them in the microwave, you microwave them for a little bit to get them hot enough to cut, then you cut it in the middle, and then you put that in the air fryer until it just gets crispy, and it doesn't take that long. Because I'm just like, go fuck yourself at 20 minutes for a Hot Pocket. I'll order a pizza and have it here less time than that. Then go fuck off. That's my Hot Pocket story. What do we got here? Let me read these real quick, and then I want to move on to this little story here. Kevin Sal, thank you for the super chat. He says, if you were a moon, which planet would you want to crash into and why? Jesus Christ, man, I think you need to get yourself into therapy very, very soon. Thank you for the super chat. If I was a moon, Jesus, man. Okay. I would crash into Earth is what I would do. I would try to crash into Earth in a strategic place, and it would kill lots of people, and that would not be my desire and not be my goal. But my guess is there is a perfect place on Earth that you could crash into that even with all the horrific loss of life that would result, and I know what would happen to the oceans and all, I don't know what happens if we lose our moon, other than it has all kinds of ramifications on the cycles of the Earth, and it may kill everyone. But let's assume for the moment, in fact, let's find out what happens if moon crashes into Earth. Okay. Tidal waves, it would cause tidal waves that could be hundreds of feet. The waves could be swept away entire towns, earthquakes, lunar debris, mass extinction. Okay, the collapse of it would almost certainly lead to mass extinctions. Many animals in trouble. They rely on the moon for navigation and moonlight for hunting. Well, that's too bad for them. We have flashlights. But the bigger point, though, is I would probably look at the situation and say, how can I make long-term life on Earth better by this massive mass extinction thing? And what would I want to have destroyed permanently so all that survived would be what remains that could lead to a better civilization that rises out of the rubble? That's what I'd probably do. Otherwise, or maybe I would, if I was a moon, I would crash into a black hole. No, you said a planet. You said a planet. No, yeah, you said a planet. So there's my answer. Thank you for the very awesome question. Lutron, thank you for the super chat. He says, Call of Duty Season 2 weapons are pretty nice. Let us carry. Yeah, I've been playing it, Season 2. I like it a lot. I don't know what let us carry means, but I'm with you, Lutron. It's good. Call of Duty, Call of Duty's like pizza. It's always good. I love it. K-Nubs, thank you, being a member for 13 months. He says, Jaffe, if you want a good laugh, check out Jim Gaffigan's Hot Pocket bit from one of his specials. I will. I have never watched one of his specials, but I will. And then we have but thank you, K-Nubs. I appreciate that. And then, of course, we have old Gimpy down there. 4 months, died soda soldiers. Thank you, sir. He says, them poor penguins, meaning they would die. I assume so. That's how it goes. That's how it goes in the big leagues. You got to fucking roll the dice, see what happens. Come on, shut up, Jaffe. Take a breath. Yesterday on the show, we had a guy call in. And again, you can call in if you like. Hey, Tech, can you put the, unless it's already up there, if you want to call in and voice your thoughts, concerns, loves, passions.
Already up there.
What the fuck was that? Tech, we're going to buy you a new mic this weekend. I don't know what the fuck just happened.
It's because you're sharing your screen. It wasn't muted, but I muted it now. So
I gotcha. Okay. It was like, that was sound like a moon. What was my point? The point is, call in if you want. We can talk about things as pals do. But Yeah. Jaffe, have you tried Sniper Resistance on Game Pass GeForce? Yes. No, I have not yet, because when I logged in this morning, it wasn't syncing up and I was busy prepping the show. Believe it or not, this show has been prepped. I know it doesn't look it. We had a guy call into the show yesterday. That's what I was saying. Like, you can call into the show if you're interested in doing such nonsense. And you can call in and chat with me about whatever you want to talk about. But here's the main thing, though. We had a guy calling yesterday telling me, Jaffe, have you seen all the brouhaha over the Superman flying face? And I'm like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. And he showed me this picture where everybody's bitching about, I guess, this David Corn Sweat. If I say his name, that's unfortunate. How his eyes are crossed or something, which I don't really see all that much. I don't really study it frame by frame. I guess maybe right here. But then somebody posted this that I thought was just delightful. It's like, yeah, that's what's happening, because when he's flying behind Wonder Woman and, this is his cousin, Supergirl. He can train. You get the point. I thought it was funny. Haha, funny. Haha. Shut up, idiot. Okay. Man, I'm kind of hyper today. Let me settle in, you guys. Hang on. You ever do that? Go live on a stream? Yeah, Jaffe, we're all streaming like you are, you idiot. Shut up. You ever go live on a stream and you realize, oh my God, I'm fucking flying off the handle. I'm so hyper. I can't even get my, oh my God, stop asking me. Okay. Is it sexist? Really? Yeah. Hey, Lutron, we talked about Holst yesterday. I mean, there's not, again, I'm willing to answer whatever questions you like about Herman Holst, but as it relates to that, but there's no real news. It's just kind of, okay. I wouldn't want to be Herman Holst. I wouldn't want to be Herman Holst at all, but right now, for a lot of reasons, but certainly for that one as well. I don't think he's got the power he did, but it wasn't an official hierarchical demotion. So as far as I understand, hey, it's Mario's birthday. Mario, happy birthday, buddy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mario. Go fuck yourself. That is my delightful wish to you. People are like, why are you mean? I'm not mean. I'm just joshing with the guy. Oh my God. Tech Protect, come on the stream right now. Please. Tech Protect, come on the stream right now. Hello. I'm so hyper. I don't know what to do. What do I do? Walk me through calming down. I feel like I'm on a ledge. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah. All right. So we have Struggle Boxing with a laughing emoji. Thank you, Struggle Boxing. You're doing great. We appreciate it. We understand what that means, obviously. Happy birthday, Mario. Is it Mario's birthday?
It's Mario's birthday.
Do you know what? Wasn't Mario named after the landlord for the Nintendo Studio guy?
He absolutely was. He was named after the guy who I think he was the owner or the landlord of the warehouse of the Nintendo, one of their warehouses, maybe in America. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, did you include any named characters in God of War as a reference to someone that you knew in real life?
God of War, no, because that would have been really difficult given the names of the people. Twisted Metal, your girlfriend's mother, my ex-wife, at the time, named Sweet Tooth and named Yellow Jacket and Darkside, but I don't think any of the characters. There was a character that was going to come out in Drawn to Death called Nikki Quick, which was based on my sister Nikki, but the game was canceled before that character was released. But short of that, I don't think so. No. My high school was the school in Twist Metal Black was inspired by my high school. I mean, the guys who built it probably didn't know that, but I was like, hey, I want this high school. I want it up on a hill. I wanted to have these winding roads leading up to it, which was like my high school, Mountain Brook High School, when I was a kid. So I definitely tried to put as much of my own stuff like everybody on a team does, but you couldn't do it in something like God of War. Obviously it would be like, what? Why is Zeus last name, whatever. I got nothing. I have a sister. I have a brother and I have a sister. Yes, I do. What do you do when you're doing a live stream and you want people to be happy they've come to your live stream, but a professional would just not mention it, right? A professional would go, yeah, you think Broadway actors go on stage and they don't have moments where they can't focus? And what do? They push through. I just share it with you guys. Is that okay? What do you think? Should I share these moments with people, or it's like, keep these to yourself, Jaffe? Nobody.
No, these are solid. I like I've said before in our marketing meetings, if we call them those, like you're the product. People like Jaffe. People like dicking around with Jaffe.
No, dicking around with Jaffe. That's a name.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe I'm okay for now. Let me get back to the show, but I appreciate you talking me down from where's my kid? What's she up to?
I think she is running outside with the dog.
Okay.
For a new high score. For time.
My baby. My sweet baby. All right. Okay. Let's move forward. Thank you, Tech Protect. I appreciate it, buddy. All right. We're going to Tech's coming to town I think next week. So maybe he'll actually be here live when we're shooting. Speaking of hanging out, tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning. Lunch with Jaffe. It's actually breakfast with Jaffe because it's happening tomorrow at 9:45 in the morning. If you are a Cult of Calypso member or higher, you can show up on this actually, we're doing it on Discord, I think. And we will be it's an hour and 20 minutes because I'm doing a constellation with Colin Moriarty's group right after. And then later that night at 5, we're doing a show with Review Tech USA's new show. And Jay, I think it's called like Laucal something. I don't know what it's called. But it's in a new show, and that'll be tomorrow. But so we are going to be doing a breakfast/lunch, depending on what time zone you're in, with Jaffe for Cult of Calypso and higher at 9:45 California time. So hopefully we will see you guys there. If you are a Cult of Calypso, God of War, or mod, either on YouTube or on the Discord, you are welcome. In fact, Tech, we need to set that up as an event on the Discord later today. If you can remind me, and I'll remind you. Also this weekend, here's the point. It's a good time to be a member is what I'll say here at Gabbin' and Games. I recommend it. Why do I say that? Well, it's a wrestling weekend here on Gabbin' and Games. If you like the wrestling. Now, I can't promise what's happening Sunday because I still don't know the card for Royal Rumble yet. I think the men's division, which is least popular, is probably I love it. One Pump says we're basically Temu Joe Rogan. I'll take it. I like the women's division more, and I think their Royal Rumble is Saturday. And if you come to the Discord and you're a member or mod of any tier, maybe that will be available. Not that I'm promising it, because that would be totally illegal to do that, and I'm not saying anything about that. But let's just suggest that might happen. Now, here's a backup plan on Saturday at some point. The backup plan is if it turns out, we're not breaking the law. We're not law breakers. What are you talking about? Don't be an idiot. Then there is a movie that you might be able to watch with me over there. And it's also wrestling themed. I didn't know this was coming out, and it actually has good reviews. I think it's like sitting at a 74 on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm going to show you that trailer in just 1 second. Johnny Utah, thank you for the super chat. He says, say hi to your sister for me. I'll call her right now if you want. I owe her a phone call. She called me a few weeks ago, and I was driving, and then I just got really fucking busy. And let me get to some news, and then if you remind me, I'll call her. And she's, I don't know. I should have called her back, and it's not that I didn't want to. I just kind of forgot until I have ADD. Shut up. Okay, but anyway, thank you, Johnny Utah. No one's going to be able to see the winner of the men's Royal Rumble. What do you mean, K-Nubs? I mean, if the men's on Sunday, I might watch it, but I'm playing D&D on Sunday. Jaffe, why do you think, says Jose, that they don't there's a good AAA game from Thundercats or Silverhawks? Probably because the people who grew up with those licenses are not big purchasers of AAA games compared to the number of people that need to show up to purchase a AAA game. So if you were going to say, I'm going to spend $350 million on a AAA game and we can do Thundercats, or we can do our own thing like Intergalactic, I would do Intergalactic, because once you're done with it, you own it. And if it's a success, and whether it's original or not, if it's great, it'll be a success. If it's AAA, because it's going to have a lot of marketing, right? And I wouldn't, unless you've got a big brand like a Spider-Man or something, I would not spend your ducats on licensing. I would just, swing for the fences on your own. That would be my guess as to why. it's not happening. Okay, Jay Styles says both Royal Rumbles are on Saturday. Oh, that's great. I thought the Royal Rumble was Saturday and Sunday, like WrestleMania. But okay, that's fantastic then. Cool, then we'll watch them both. I mean, assuming. Morgan says, Jaffe, why do you waste your time why are you doing stuff with the Whack Job Review Tech USA? I've never had anything but pleasant encounters with Rich. I don't follow a lot of the internet drama, believe it or not, even though, Johnny doesn't agree with me. I really don't, right? I know that he was struggling with sort of some mental challenges. I don't mean like he might be, but I don't mean he was struggling like, he had bipolar or something and he had to go into a hospital, which totally fine if that is what happened. But I'm not saying that. I'm saying I know he just had some shit he was dealing with in his personal life. And I guess some of the streaming and all that stuff got too much for him and the drama got too much for him. So he kind of backed away and now he's back. But I don't really know what he did. I mean, has he ever done? Amex says he has anger problems. Be careful. Well, what's he going to do? He lives... why? And no reason to be angry at me. Morgan said he literally nuked. Well, he didn't literally nuke his entire channel, but I appreciate your freedom and your willingness to be free with the English language. He literally nuked his entire channel and is half naked on his streams all the time. Yeah, I don't get why whether you're talking about that one right wing guy or I think he's right wing, who's buff and everything, or Rich, who's not buff. I don't know why these guys just stream without their shirts. Like, put your fucking shirt on, idiot. Like, if you've got a great chest and it's covered with really cool narrative tattoos, it's like, okay, I want to see that. That's cool. Otherwise, what are you doing? Shut up. But no, I got nothing against Rich. He's always been a nice fella to me. And oh shit. Here we go. Come on, Tony, do it. You want to do it. I see what you're doing there. Suddenly Tony appeared at the bottom of the screen. Are you there, Tony?
Maybe we set a super late goal for $200 on the stream. I will get shirtless on cam.
Tony just took his shirt off. I can see his camera. I'm like, why are you taking your fucking shirt off? Jesus, these people. Anyway, the point is, I like Rich. He's a good dude. And from my experience, but everybody's got that. People are like, why are you going on Colin's channel? I don't like Colin. Why are you having Alyssa on? I don't like Alyssa. I don't care. Did I miss the memo where I have to run all the people that I want to talk to and hang out with by you guys? I'm going to tell you something else. Blackjack says he's high the majority of time. Good for him. if you can make it work. Sir Crush says people struggle. No need to kick them while they're trying to get back up. Of course. Hell, of course. I agree. 1,000%, Sir Crush. People are mean. Sons of bitches. But here's the point. If you cannot join us, or if the powers that be suggest it's probably not the best idea to show up Saturday in the Discord and, view this thing on your screen. There's a trailer for a movie. I never heard of this till this morning. It's called Dark Match. You'll see why it's related to wrestling in just a second. This is a pot and popcorn movie. If I've ever seen one. Check this shit out. We'll watch this trailer and we'll talk about it on the flip side. We're going to get to game news, I promise, but there's some good stuff. Here we go. This is called Dark Match. I mean, come on, man. That looks awesome. That is a Shudder exclusive. It's also in theaters, but it'll be on Shudder, which is a great service if you love the horror. And if we can't get the Royal Rumble up and running, this is going to be a pot and popcorn movie. So just stay tuned. Consider a membership here on the channel. Like I said, tomorrow we got Breakfast with Jaffe, and then Saturday we either got Rumbling or we got Wrestling and blah, 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 blah. Pompish, thank you, buddy, for the super chat. He says, hey, I know all the history of Rich if you want to know. I mean, I'm not did he murder someone and get away with it? Did he say horrible anti-Semitic or transphobic or anti-Islamic thing? I mean, what is it that I should care about? I'm sure I'm interested. It sounds like you got some good drama there, but what's going on, Pompish? Let me know. Okay.
Do you want to bring Parmesan?
Maybe in a minute. Let me get through the chat though. But yeah, let's see if he's around. Have fun, says Morgan. He ran his channel into the ground. I don't think it's a great channel to work with. Shrug. Okay. I mean, if you're basically saying running your channel into the ground, Morgan, is the deal breaker. Okay. I mean, I guess. I mean, a lot of people do that, but anyway, point is though, you know, this movie looks pretty fucking good. Green Room meets wrestling. Yeah, it looks like it's going to basically be about a wrestling company who finds themselves kind of in a really bad part of the country where they're doing their traveling wrestling, and they come into a match where it's a snuff film being filmed, and if they can kill 5 actual wrestlers, they can summon Satan. Come on, man. How can we not love that? That's the shit. Johnny says, I have a beard kink. Can we get shaving with Jack? No. For $2? God, no. God, no. Yeah, it looks like Darth Nugget says wrestling, Mortal Kombat, Twisted Metal. Fuck yeah, man. If I knew back then, and I'm still, you know, I'm not young, but I'm still young enough. If I knew back then, though, you could make a living, and maybe you can't, making just kind of schlock movies, man, I would have been good at that. I would have been really good at that because I'm terrible at it, but I'm good at making them, and I'm trying to be serious with them, and they end up being terrible. So I probably should have done that. But anyway, yeah, look, man, if you're saying that, you know, Rich is saying that, you know, anti-gay slurs and stuff. Yeah, I'd like to hear about it, but you know, before I make decisions, but no one's told me that. Left Control says Rich is not anti-gay. He has plenty of trans people that watch his shows. Well, that doesn't mean anything, but I mean, I've never encountered any reason to think he would be. Batroll says, Jaffe, how are you? I'm well, sir. What do you got planned to play on the weekend? Oh man, there's so much to play. Well, I plan to play, Sniper Elite Resistance. I am probably going to spend a little more time with Eternal Strands because even though I have a lot of other things to play, like I want to finish here's what I'll do. I'm going to try to be committed. I'm only going to play Call of Duty this weekend, Sniper Elite, and Dragon Age. I need to finish Dragon Age in the next week. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to not finish that fucking game because I like it so much. And I'm so near the end. Listen to this. Speaking of the channel, guess what we're doing next week? We're doing Capcom Spotlight and Monster Hunter Wild Showcase. Double bill coming next week, according to VGC. Capcom's hosting a 35-minute presentation February 4th. We will be streaming it here on this very channel. February 4th, 2 p.m. California time, 5 o'clock if you live on the East Coast. Don't touch me there. That's nasty. I'll get to that in a second. It'll be 20 minutes. Here's why I'm excited. The latest info on Onimusha. That's why I'm showing up. Street Fighter 6 is always exciting, but I can't play it, so I don't care. I own it. God, I should go back and play that game. I bought it the day it came out. I loved it, but I'll never be good at that game. Capcom Fighting Collection 2 and Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics, and then they're going to roll into a Monster Hunter showcase. So that's going to be happening on the channel. Onimusha is a big reason God of War exists in terms of we took great inspiration from those folks. Love that game so much. I've played 1, 2, and 3 to completion. 4 I fucked around with but didn't enjoy, so I stopped. Very curious what they're going to do with this one. Yeti Money wants you to know I bought a Rogue, whatever, Ally with GeForce, not an Xbox. Yeah, I hear you. You'll be able to play all that. You'll be able to play Game Pass on that. So, Jaffe, they added Eternal Strand to GeForce Now. Do you recommend it? Says Alex. I recommended it before, but I don't know how much money it is. If it's $40, I'd wait a little bit, or I'd give people more time to spend time with it, to see what it, but I enjoyed the time with it after I got past the terrible opening. What I want to ask you guys about NVIDIA, by the way, tell me this, because I can't find this news anywhere, and I have been looking for it. I know the 5090 is, wait, where'd my screen go? Hang on. Un momento. That is crazy. That's crazy. Hang on. All right. Okay. I know the 5090 is out today, and it's already sold out. But Morgan, do you know, or does anybody know if GeForce Now has updated their rigs that people play with to get the 5090 experience? Because that I haven't been able to find, and I've searched, and it's crazy that no one's written anything about that and said, oh, this is coming, or it's not there yet, or it's day one, or it's never coming, or I have no clue. But I hope so, because GeForce is the shit. Listen to this. BT says this. Thank you for the very generous super chat, BT Maverick. I appreciate it, buddy. He says there's a false narrative going around let me bring this up. Here we go. False narrative going around that there we go. That there's no reason to buy an Xbox if their games are everywhere else, but there's no other consoles that offer native Game Pass outside of a much pricier PC. Oh, sure. 100%. I mean, that's the thing. I think if you if you are only in the console world, then you've got a choice to make. Then there's a valid choice between paying for the Xbox games if you want them. And since they make so many games these days, they're the number one publisher on PlayStation right now. You're probably going to want a few of them at least. Are you want to pay $70 for them, or you want to get Game Pass and miss out on the first party PlayStation stuff? But I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right. And the only thing that's weird about it, BT Maverick, and why I think that narrative is going around is that it just seems, I mean, it seems really weird to want to commit to Xbox's hardware, given just how, I mean, I have no answer for you. You are right. There's a false narrative, because there are people out there that would say, I want a console game, but I love Game Pass and I don't want to spend all the money on a game by game like I would on PlayStation. And so Xbox is the place for me. I don't get the sense there's that many of those people out there that would merit releasing new hardware, but Xbox seems to think whatever they've got planned is going to be really successful and innovative, and that will be enough to move that particular needle. So, you know, I'm certainly curious about it, and I want to see where it goes. I might have lost a screen. Hang on a second. Let me bring that back up. Are we still live, Tony? I think we are. I'm almost certain we are.
We are big chilling. Also, we have Pompish ready to roll in his drug delivery van.
All right, let me.
I know it's not drugs, Pompish. I'm joking.
It might be drugs.
You are sharing. There you go.
Yeah. All right. Let's bring on Pom, but he's not there right now.
He's there.
Oh, he's there now. Okay.
I'm here.
All right. Let me get some of these chats. I'll bring Pompish on. Hang on one. Just sit tight, Pompish, for a second. Morgan says, I see zero reason for an Xbox. I have a PC. Buy a PC if you want Game Pass. Yeah, but it's super expensive. A lot of people can't afford a PC. Alex says, Jaffe, if they update GeForce to 5090, that will stress servers. I don't think it's going to happen soon. I mean, maybe. I mean, that's kind of the point of their service, though, isn't it? Is to let you play the best on day one without having to have the hardware. I don't see needing anything native streaming on my Samsung Smart TV OLED. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing. I think there's a real issue there of so many places to play now, which I think that's great. So fundamentally speaking, I think if you want Game Pass, you really have to say, now that Xbox has said you can play our games in so many places, they have created more scenarios to say no thank you to the console. I'll either buy them individually on PlayStation, I'll stream them on my TV, I'll get them on PC, I'll buy or I'll stream them on my old Xbox or whatever. So I love Xbox this generation, but more power to them if they can pull it off. But I'm looking forward to what they do for sure. All right, Pomish, what's going on? You said that you had. I'm not looking for dirt on anybody.
No,
But
I'll be PG, and I will be completely honest. I won't make up anything. I won't troll. So back in the day, Review Tech, he had a deal with the guy for a PC to do promotions, and the guy was like, "Cool, do these promotions for 6 months, and or give me $200." I might have that a little off, but basically, Rich was like, "Yeah, fuck you," and then burnt the guy until he bitched about it, and then the guy ended up like, his name's Big Cheese. So Big Cheese ended up getting his money. So like Rich creates a pattern of like making deals with people and then burning them. So he's like a pseudo like soprano because he's I'm Italian too, but he's like a pseudo soprano like idea. And then with Jay, the editor, they're friends now. He put him on a retainer month by month, and what he did is he bailed out of the retainer and fired Jay on his birthday after 7 years. And when Jay left that channel, you could tell that Jay did so much work behind it. Like he literally was the talent in that channel. So he burnt him there. He does. I'm make sure not to say it. He got mad one time and dropped the homophobic F slur. Well, everybody said something stupid, so I'll let him go on that one. I don't think he's actually homophobic, but he's done that. And then he criticizes people, and then literally will go like at any means to like mob boss attack them. So he'll do this to anybody, and then go full on when people even slightly criticize him. It's brutal. I don't think there's anything really else about it. He's not that bad of a guy. I mean, think he's terrible,
okay, but what do you think about the like? Do you think? I mean, everybody's going to have something that they have done or that they do that other people don't particularly care for, and this idea of only talking or associating with people that pass some test of exactly. I'm not saying they should be your best friend. I'm not saying, you should loan them money or anything, but there's tons of stuff that, for example, Colin and I don't agree on, like passionately don't agree with each other on.
Is he the protect guy? Protect?
No. Colin is, he runs Last Stand Media. He was he's a YouTube guy or a Patreon guy. And
I like your co-host, by the way.
Yeah, he's cool. But
I like Pompous too.
Okay, why don't you guys get a fucking room? Yeah, because that means you want to have sex.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that means you want to have sex.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, the idea though of having to everything this person's ever said has to be cleared before I will bring them into a conversation with me. I don't know, man. It just seems weird.
That's the
to
left
me.
thing, right?
No, I don't know whose thing that is, but it ain't my thing.
That's definitely the left.
Well, I'm more left than anybody you've ever met, and I assure you, it ain't my thing.
You're a unique one. You're very enjoyable.
Yeah.
So no. So what he did too is Jay's a nice guy. You're gonna like Jay by the end of this. By the interview, I think that Jay was like he'll be the shining star type guy, but and it takes a while to get used to him, but he gets great. I really enjoy the guy. But during this process of 6 months, he was like, he fired him. He talked shit behind his back on like public media on Facebook. So he thought it was going to be private, called him a leech, a piece of shit, tried to burn him for almost a year, literally like tried everything he could do to like bury Jay, said it personally. So he gets angry and then just lashes out, which I'm not going to even bring this up fully, but he had something happen to him, family related. And I could see me slipping my mind over that. But this is previous stuff. Like, I'm even letting all that go. But he tried to bury Jay to the very end. I mean, like, your fucking career's done. You're burnt. He laughed at him. There's even, and this is the only alleged, supposedly he gave him a PC.
Why did Jay come back and work with him then?
Jay is okay, I like Jay. Jay's a fucking pushover, dude. Like, he's Canadian pushover. And listen, he's a grown-ass man. He can make his own decision. So I'm not mad at him.
No, I know, but I'm asking because maybe it suggests that either they're doing a bit or it suggests that maybe it's not as bad as you're making it out, that Jay would come back and say, yeah, let's work together.
Well, it's anybody's interpretation of what I'm saying or how bad it is. But it's real. I mean, I think it's funny. If this was all made up, that'd be hilarious. But no, he's He just burns people. I can't explain it. He's like a pseudo Italian mob internet tough guy. Like that's the best way I can explain him. And it's just, I don't know. I hate watch him. I don't troll him. I did besides the one super chat I sent him, but that's all it took.
What do you think? If anybody's hate watching me right now, you don't have to say anything. Just hit your phone, hit a bunch of likes or emotes or hates or whatever. I just want to see how many fucking hate watchers we got. I'm sure we got a lot. But okay, well that's good to know. Maybe if it comes up, I'll ask him about it.
Yeah, he's unblocked me,
yeah.
But I don't really.
I'm gonna move on, but I appreciate the heads up. Drive safe. All right, there he goes, fellas. Okay. Yeah, he drives a truck, but I'll tell you something. Pompish was on the show last night showing us his game room. That guy's got it figured out. That guy's way younger than I am. He drives a truck. He's a private contractor, makes his own kind of rules and hours. And he says his job is super fucking easy. He gets home at a decent hour. He doesn't crunch. He's got a wife and a kid. And he spends so much money on geek shit. Like his game room is filled with these, thousands of dollars individually of statues. He's got a huge gaming TV screen, tons of consoles. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. It means that's a way to do it. I respect it. I think it's pretty good. I'm with you though. I don't know if this is true, but K-Nubs, I like your idea. He says, I'm telling you, this was all an act. Talking about Rich and Jay. He says they're doing Andy Kaufman shit and hoping this Lau Cow channel takes off. I mean, yeah. I remember being in, we were actually working on God of War, and I remember there was a story that came out that Andy Kaufman was actually coming back, and it had all been an act. And I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest fucking thing ever. And it turned out that was a lie. So that would have been cool. Ivan says, what's your favorite slice from the new Indy Jones game? I make the Vatican now just exploring. Well, I don't want to spoil anything. It was my game of the year. Oh man. I loved the, I think it was Siam, which is the second to last hub world where you're on the boat with the woman. And it's just very indie. There's all these cool jungle exploration things to find. And it feels like a mix between Indiana Jones and the Jungle Cruise ride at Disneyland. And I would say that is probably my favorite part of that game. But the whole game is great. It's a little bloated. I would have done a little bit different with the pacing, but boy, it's fucking fantastic. I had this guy tweet me or post on my channel yesterday, Victor. He likes to go by Victor. And he said, because I basically posted yesterday and I said, we're going to do a Jaffe Talks last night because there's not a lot of video game news happening right now. And he wrote me back, and this is what he said. And, whatever. But this is what he said. When I said there wasn't a lot of game news, he said, let me find it. I should have had it queued up. I'm sorry. I'm not a very responsible host. I'm so sorry. Oh, I can't fucking. Oh, no, it was on Twitter. That's why I'm looking on YouTube. Hang on. This is what he said. Jesus, Jaffe, really? I'm just, shut up. That's my good response. Shut the fuck up, motherfucker. Okay. There it is. He says, what do you mean not much going on the gaming front? You didn't see Xbox release their financial results? The expected growth from having Call of Duty day and date on Game Pass has been a failure. I'd love to hear how even now with a strong lineup, anyone can continue to defend renting. And I'm like, well, I can show you the story. Xbox hardware sales slump, but Game Pass is surging. We could talk about that. Victor, you idiot. Where's my screen? Here it is. Wrong screen though. Here you go. Yes, that's my desktop. Shut up. Xbox hardware slumping. Game Pass surging. Quarter saw a significant boost to Game Pass, which made more money in the last 3 months, 2024, than any previous quarter. Also saw a significant uptick to its subs on PC. So, I guess that could defend renting, if you want to call Game Pass renting. Idiots. Don't play Game Pass. Nobody cares, man. Play it. Don't play it. Just fucking play. Play some games, man. What are you playing? That's what I care about. Anyway, let's move on. Look at this. I thought for sure Concord was going to be a big fucking collector's item. But it's staggering because the game comes out. It is video game history. It existed for 3 weeks and nobody gives a shit. It died. We all know what happened to it. And so Sony pulls it. And I'm like, okay, anybody that's gotten themselves a Concord physical, they're going to be in the money in a couple years, certainly in 20 years. I guess people just ran out and bought it because you can still get the goddamn thing shrink wrap for $45. Think about that. Right? Some people think they got something special, $350. Nobody's buying it for that. This guy wants $500 for it in the controller, $100. I don't get it. How did so many people get a copy of this fucking thing? This guy's got fucking 3 of them, selling them for $38. Yeah, even in death, says Doomslayer, Concord has been forgotten. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. It's fucking weird, man. It's fucking weird. The other thing is, talking about Indy during the whip seams, the whip was kind of wonky and would fail. Yeah, I mean, it had some bugs. It had some, janky shit, but I dug it. Yeah, Fuzzy Tomato says it blows my mind some people have a problem with other people renting anything. Yeah, people are just miserable sons of bitches. I feel for them. I feel for them. Not having any fun. You know who's having fun, though? This guy I'm about to show you. I don't agree with that, Matthew. Matthew says if Concord had character designs like Marvel, it would still be a thing. I don't think so. I think Concord, I mean, again, you're not going to find me defending Concord as a character design experiment. And I don't agree, Fuzzy, that Concord's failure needs to be taught in school, at least not yet, because people attribute that failure to so many fucking things. But end of the day, Concord, in my opinion, its biggest failure was it was $40 and there were other games out there that were like it that were free. And Marvel put out Rivals beta around the same time they were launching and letting people know, well, you can drop $40, you can hang tight for a couple months and you'll get the most beloved characters of all time in a very similar game, and to a lot of people, a better game. And it won't cost you anything. That's, I think, the biggest thing that killed Concord. I don't think they learned the lesson of Helldivers 2. And the lesson of Helldivers 2, in my opinion, was, yeah, you can charge $40 if it's really good, and there aren't a lot of other things out there like it for your particular console. So can I find something on Steam that kind of plays like Helldivers 2? Sure. But not at the level of polish and not on console. And so, okay, the $40 price point worked. And then suddenly they're like, oh, let's make it $40 for this other free-to-play thing. And they totally didn't take into account the landscape. So that would be my guess. Fuzzy says the free beta for Concord only had 2,000 concurrent players. The price didn't help, but wasn't the reason it failed. Well, I know, but what I'm saying is, if you're not special, like I think the game only had 2,000 concurrent players because it wasn't, it's like, okay, why am I going to grind this and build up this when I already have Overwatch 2? So I think part of it, you're right. Like, people showed up and tried it and were like, okay, we washed out pretty quick. But I'm not saying there were people that didn't like the character designs, but I'm sorry. I don't think the character designs were what doomed the game. I think that's, they were terrible. Don't get me wrong. I thought they were dumb, at least for that kind of game, but I don't think that's why people stayed away. I could be wrong. It's just an opinion though. Right. But here's what happens. If you take shit too serious, you could end up getting hurt. Did you see this news story? This is some scary shit. It's not really, it's fun, but it's scary, but it's fun. Shut up. UFC fighter flies across country and surprises Fortnite trash talker at work to choke him out. This is real. I'll show you the video. I saw this on the internet or on Twitter yesterday, but now Kotaku's covering it. UFC featherweight contender Brian Ortega plays Fortnite. However, there's this one guy who trash talked the son of a bitch too much, and Ortega made a bet with him that he would take a trip from one side of the country to the other, put him in a chokehold. And he did. Man flew across the country. Says, I'm not putting up with this horse shit anymore. Ortega, who's famous for his MMA holds, recently posted an Instagram video. And I'll just show it to you. Let's watch it together as pals do. Here we go. This is good Sir Ortega.
The reason why I flew to North Carolina was because he was talking shit. We made a bet. I said, bro, I'll fly over there and choke you out. Here he is. I showed up to his damn job. Had to wait for him to finish his job. So now I'm gonna choke your ass out. Well, bet's a bet, dog. Bet's a bet?
Yeah.
You gonna go to sleep?
Yes.
Hell yeah. There we go. Put your hand up. Put your hand up. Put your hands up. That way I know when you go to sleep. You're out? He's out.
I mean,
Stacy.
Hey. Shit, man. I took a nap, man.
How do you feel?
I felt weird,
Sit
man.
back down before you fall.
No, I'm good.
How do you feel?
I'm good. Hey. Fucking shit felt weird, man. And that shit was kind of fun, man.
You see it. A lot of people ask me, hey, play
I mean, you know, assuming that's real. Now, I don't know. That's right, Rob the Mod. It's just a Friday night. I don't know if that was staged or not, but that's pretty cool. You know, I'm assuming he just lost oxygen to his brain. I almost passed out once in my life from something like that. I was riding the Colossus at Six Flags, maybe it was Mid-America or something, and they have one hill, and I was like, the G-force was so strong that I'm like, oh, I'm losing consciousness. And right as I was about to slip away, I was back, but it was nuts, man. It was fucking nuts. But Doomslayer says this is uncomfortable to watch. Shit, we used to do the pass out game in the early 90s, says K-Nubs. Wait, my generation never did. So you think that was real then? You think that was fucking real, that he actually did put him in a sleeper hold and he fell asleep? That's kind of cool.
I think it's real.
I'm gonna call him out then. Okay, what's this guy's name? Ortega? Is that his name?
Who?
The guy who choked the dude out.
I think so.
Hey, Ortega, you bitch. Come choke me out. You won't be able to do it because I'm a real fucking man, unlike that Dave and Buster's fuck. Oh, shit. I just said that.
Have you done any fighting, Jaffe? Any martial arts at all?
I mean, no. I mean,
No?
I've taken some classes. I've taken some Krav Maga. I've been in some fights, but no, I'm not like, no. I mean, I'm not like one of these people that like goes to the boxing club 3 times a week to practice and shit. No.
Would you be interested?
No.
All right. Good to know.
Why? I'm 50 fucking 3 years old. Why am I going to learn?
Perfect age.
To do what?
To
Die in the ring?
No, imagine, Jaffe on stream and we can get, you versus Grubs eventually next year.
Grums.
Who did I say? Grubs?
Yeah, but I don't. I mean, I wouldn't need to go to learn to box to fight that guy.
I'll take you.
I don't need to. I can do it without any skills. What's he gonna do? Accuse me of being woke? That's like the only move he's got. Yeah, Orion's Angel says, your age, Jaffe, is the perfect age to just sit around the house. That's right. Rob the Mod says, I have been choked out and I can say this was 100% real. So what is it like, Rob? Are you just like, are you aware that the darkness is coming? and then you go to sleep and you wake up like, and you don't know time has passed. Mike says, I work at a boxing club. I know older dudes and ladies who box, Jaffe. Let me tell you something, Mike. Yeah, Billy Whitaker says, Billy Whitaker, is that your real name, or is that a Waiting for Guffman reference? He says, Kung Ju. Look, Mike, I'm not going to lie to you. I actually have thought about taking up like exercise boxing. There's a place right down the street. And I'm just so out of shape right now. And I just think that I don't want to like hit somebody, and I don't want to get hit. But I don't know. It seems kind of like it would be fun, right? It seems like this would be the equivalent. I don't mean MMA. I mean boxing with gloves and shit, right? But I when Calvin was like 1, barely, I had him in a backpack, and I was walking in San Diego hiking, and there was this steep mountain, and we had gone down into this ravine, and we got lost a little bit. And we're like, there's homes up there. Let's just go up. But by the time I'm halfway up the mountain, it is so steep, and I'm so terrified that that I am going to slip and fall, and my child's on my back. And so I was never more present in my life than I was when I was putting one foot in front of the other, in front of the other, in front of the other, because all I could think about, all my energy, all my focus went to one foot in front of the other so I wouldn't trip. And I always thought that maybe boxing would be like that, right? That you would be like, if you can really get in the zone, you have to be consciously aware of your opponent. Where are his eyes looking? How is his body motion saying what he's going to do next, right? It seems like that would be really cool. And so that's why it actually has been something I've thought about from time to time. But then I think about, I don't want to punch somebody in the face, and I don't want to get punched in the face. But I don't know. Something to think about.
You know, Jeff, me and Sarah have talked about her picking up some classes, some BJJ classes. How do you feel about that?
Picking up some what?
BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
If she's interested, whatever she's interested in, I want her to pursue. Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean, what's made her interested in it? What occurred?
Nothing. It's a good way to stay fit. You know, I personally did Greco-Roman wrestling in high school, freestyle, and then I did BJJ and boxing outside of school. And she was like, "Oh, it'd be nice to, you know, stay active, join a gym." And a lot of it is just like, you are really increasing your cardio, and you're never gonna, more than likely, you're never gonna fight someone on the street. Right. But, you know, it's a good way to stay up and at 'em.
Right. Well, I think it's cool. So, you know, we'll see. Maybe if this guy flies out here and, you know, he tries to choke me out, and I'll train, I'll fight him. Can you imagine? Listen, there's a father, speaking of parents and children, there's a father who is very worried about his son, because his son was addicted to video games. And usually, you know, it's a thing. There are doctors, there are clinics you can send your kids to and all this shit. But this dad did something I'd never heard of to get his son, and it's crazy. His son was addicted to MMOs, specifically World of Warcraft. I'll tell you what he did to get his son off the drugs that are video games in just a second. I'm gonna tease you with that for a little bit. We're gonna talk about Ninja Gaiden, and then I'll tell you what the father did. It's kind of nuts. Ninja Gaiden developers, I'm a little worried, folks. I got to finish this game. Here's where I'm at in Ninja Gaiden Black 2, which I love. Ninja Gaiden Black 2 is a delight, came out this week, and I am at the point where I'm playing the second girl ninja with the hammer, and I'm fighting the boss. And I loved the first woman ninja. She controlled great. I fucking hate playing this new one. She's slow as fuck. Got a good gun, but short of that, I don't like it. So I'm looking forward to getting past that. But the Team Ninja folks who make the game said they're coming up with a patch mid-February based on feedback. We're preparing a patch with some balance adjustments and additional features. And there have been a number of gamers that are hardcore into this genre and this specific franchise that love the game, the new remake, but are like, hey, it's too easy. And one of the things that I love about it, it's not that it's too easy, but it's playable. And I'm not playing it on easy. So if these motherfuckers go in and tune their game, like this guy who's writing the article says, I like playing it on the hardest difficulty. It doesn't deliver that overwhelming mass of enemies that we got on the 360. Both in enemy count and placement, I really want it to try and kill me a bit harder. And then he says, I mean, we all know the feedback was make it exactly like the original, but harder. More enemies, tougher enemies, hurt me plenty. Some balance adjustments are exactly what this game needs because right now it's a blade's width away from being a definitive version of a true action classic. My friend Rich Stanton, go fuck yourself. He's the guy who wrote the article. I don't want that. Put it on the hard mode, but don't you fucking balance this. I mean, and seriously, think about that for a brief little moment. Think about the fact that if you're Microsoft that's publishing this and paying for this, and you've got a game that now suddenly plays like as accessible as, to me, the current Ninja Gaiden Black 2 is accessible as the first couple of Gods of War. You can go into hard mode if you want, but it's a very playable game. It doesn't push people away at the medium level. If you guys go in and fuck with that and suddenly turn this into the default's fucking hard as nails, fuck yeah, all you're going to end up with is a cult classic again. You guys are on the verge of having your own, not just God of War. I mean, I know Microsoft doesn't own it, but you know, they pretty much do. You're on the verge of having your premier action game for gamers, for your franchise, or for your box, and for your publishing brand. And if you guys fuck this up, and you suddenly make this the default a punishing game, you're gonna fuck it up. You're gonna make it a bunch of fucking hardcore gamers love it, and everybody else, just like the original Ninja Gaidens, were like, I'm staying away. The reason I never played this fucking game is the reputation for Ninja Gaiden preceded it. And I don't care if you like hard games. You turn it up to hard. Don't ask the default to be punishing. I mean, unless that's what you want. And the Doomslayer says if the update makes it too hard, turn the difficulty down. What's the issue? The issue is it's a question of what is the game presenting itself as to the consumer, right? It's like, yeah, you can turn it up and get your punishing game. Cool, that's fine. But if you're publishing this game, Doomslayer, would you really do that? Would you take a game that clearly is getting new people coming in and loving it and going, oh my God, where's the series been all my life? I heard it was impossible. And would you basically kill all of those players' enjoyment of this brand just to appease a very small vocal minority? I sure wouldn't. I think that would be fucking stupid. But that's just me. K-Nub says they had to change the difficulty and reprint DMC3. Tell me about that. I don't know anything about that. I didn't know that was the case. Yeah, I know Xbox is publishing Ninja Gaiden 4, but that doesn't mean they own it. Yeah, I agree with Rathizzle. Just add an upper mid-tier difficulty. Yeah, I'm not saying don't give those people what they want. I'm saying don't make it the default, because you make it the fucking default and you're going to turn off. Look, if what they're saying is we are going to ship this fucking game with the default being tuned harder, and that's what I came to the series for the first time as that tuning, like in a month when it comes out, I would have played it on Game Pass for about 20 minutes and never come back to it. Is what I would say. Doomslayer says first impressions are already made. The update is not going to now change the marketability. I don't know. They haven't said what it is. The default should be how the developers want it, says Birds Aren't Real. Of course. But honestly, the default will be how the publishers want it or whoever's paying for it. So K-Nub says that the reason they did that with Devil May Cry 3, they had the difficulty modes mixed up. They released a gold edition and fixed the difficulty modes. Okay, got it. Addy Pie says the game is not for casuals. I don't know what you mean when you say casuals. I can tell you it is for a gamer like me. Am I a casual gamer? in some people's eyes, sure, but certainly not in the eyes of. I mean, I play more games than probably anybody watching this show right now. So I play a shit ton of games. But am I a good gamer? No. Does that make me casual? I don't know. Maybe. But anyway, we'll know in a couple of weeks how the change affects the actual default mode, if at all. They also say they're going to add, not just balance adjustments, but additional features. So that would be cool. And but the game is fucking fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. I want to go back to that story though. This father was like, "Hey, I'm worried about my son," he says. The guy won't stop playing the video games. I'm worried about the boy. And here's what he did. He was addicted, this kid, to World of Warcraft. A man in China, this was a couple years back, a man in China worried about how much time his 23-year-old unemployed son was spending on games. He hired virtual assassins to hunt down his son in the games and kill off his avatar. It's a real story. BBC was reporting on it. His son eventually asked one of the gamers he played with, why do they keep targeting him? And it was because the father wanted to spend his money to hire these people to make his experience shit so he would stop playing games. Doesn't say if it was effective or not. They don't tell you what happened with the relationship between the dad and the son. It says father and son are said to have reconciled, but World of Warcraft expert Olivia Grace said she didn't think Mr. Fing's actions would act as a deterrent. Here's what she says. Being killed by someone happens all the time, she says. People are just like that online. It sounds like a story from The Onion, but it's really not. It's really not. It's a real fucking story. Why not just sell the console, says Doom. Well, he's a grown-ass man. I guess you could assume that he's, breaks into his home and steals his shit and sells it, I suppose. Yeah, Gabriel says, I wonder how much the bounty was. For me, I'm not a good enough player to do that. But if it was like, if it was something more like hire me to make their game miserable and I'll just troll the fuck out of them, like I would take the main money and then give Bukaki like a 20% cut and have him do it, because he would just mock the shit out of these fucking people, and it would be awesome. It would be so much fun to watch. Listen to this. We just this was happening a couple years back. 3 hours a week. You guys know this. China has limited how many times an hour you can actually play games if you're under 18. Wouldn't help this kid. He was 23, but still. Ninja Gaiden might be the best game I played this year, says Rob the Mod. I don't think you're wrong. I mean, it's fucking great, Rob the Mod. It is fucking delightful as fuck. I'm with you 1,000%. Okay. 1 second here, my delightful friends. Here's what I want to do. I got more stories. I got more to talk about. Tech, can you come in real quick?
Hello, it's I.
Hello, Tech Protect. Here's my question. We have two options at this point. It's getting on 1 o'clock. I can take a 5-minute break. You can take over the chat, bring some callers in. Let me kind of get a drink and stretch my legs, or we can wrap it and have more material for later on the afternoon show. I'm good with either. What do you recommend?
Yeah, what's our afternoon looking like? Content, game, free chat?
Well, it'll be probably like this. It'll be, because what we're going to do is here's the rest of today's show plan. We have some more game news, and then we're going to get into some of the weird shit. We're going to talk about some of the stuff Trump said about the airline crash, and there's some really weird stuff about the way that helicopter was flying that radar has been released before it hit the plane that I want to kind of bring up and talk about. So there's that. There's call-ins. There'll be more game news this afternoon. So it's kind of like today's show. It's kind of like Jaffe Talks. So, but there'll be plenty of content. So I can keep this show going, but I need a 5-minute break, or we can wrap it. It's kind of whatever you want to do, or the chat wants to do, or what you guys are thinking.
We can take a break. It looks like people in the chat want to do call-ins. We want to hear you talk a little bit more. So if you want to take a little break, I'm
going to take 5 minutes. Tech, you'll take over the show. Does everybody see the link? If you want to call in and talk live on the show, you can do that. You can do that anytime, but you can do it right now. Tech will bring you on. It should be linked at the top of the YouTube. And I'm going to put it up again if you're watching over on Twitch or you are watching over on Twitter. Because I can't pin it right now, but I can certainly put it back in the chat, and there it is. Okay. Okay, then I will be back. Oh, what do you got, Tech? Look at that. What are you playing? You're playing that fucking Bazaar game?
Yeah, the Bazaar. I think more people should check it out. We have it just in the background, hanging out.
Yeah, but you should put your face on there, though, because nobody can see your face.
Oh, but I'm shirtless.
Yeah, put your face on, because I don't want people to think it's a game stream.
Okay, I will. If One Pump donates $100, I will go shirtless on cam. If not, I'm just gonna grab a shirt.
Yeah, go grab a shirt. I'll wait. Jaffe, what's that 4 out of 10? What do you mean, Alex? What are you talking about? Oh, Adam, I will be playing Sniper tonight. Yes, 100%. Well, I will be playing it today. Whether I play it tonight or not is TBD. Alex, what do you mean? What's that 4 out of 10? Jaffe, you seem unathletic. What fights have you been in? I've been in 3 fights and I've won them all. But that's, but nothing, it was a long time ago. And it's nothing, I'm not going to front and act like I'm some kind of brawler or something. No, I just, let's put it this way. ADD is pretty good about letting you read people. So you can read the people, or I've been able to read the people that I actually think are interested in doing some harm physically. And if you know that going in, you have a better shot, but it's nothing like, how did I win the fights? 1 punch. That's it. Never more. It's never
1 punch or 1 pump.
1 punch. I wouldn't even call them fights in that case, but I knew what was about to happen. I did the punch. That was over. Not because I'm some super strong guy, but just because, you get punched in the face and it's like, oh, okay, this is like a real thing. I don't think I want to deal with this. It was not, I know big dudes who've been in real fucking fights and almost killed people. That is not me. I'm not trying to act like that at all. I would not survive. I don't have the cardio to survive a fight after about 8 seconds, if that, which means I got to get my licks in real quick, real fast, is the thing. Okay, so Tech, are you even on the stream? I don't think anybody can see you.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm on the left side.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay. What do we got? We just got this chat coming in. I can't see it though.
If anyone wants to call in, feel free to call in. I'm here.
And I'll be yes, and I will be back in just 5 minutes. I'm trying to see what that super chat was. Because I want to shout it out before I get out of here for my break for a few minutes. Oh, there we go. Doomslayer. Thank you, buddy. 2 months diet soda. Highly recommend Metal Gear Rising and Vanquish. Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, man. I played the shit out of, well, I didn't play the shit out of it, but I played a lot of Vanquish, never beat it, but it's delightful. And I hope very, very, very much that that is an inspiration for Intergalactic from Naughty Dog. Metal Gear Rising I played. I need to go back to it. I did like it. Pompish, thank you, buddy, for the super chat. Appreciate that. Okay, Tech, I'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
We're chilling. Sounds good.
Well, talk to people. Don't just play.
All right, guys, how's it going? Who wants to hear the stories about when I got into fights?
Do that.
Fighting guy. I fight. I'm not in fighting shape anymore. I'm a lot heavier now. Jaffe, I'll see you in a bit.
Yeah, I'm worried now because you're playing a game. Don't fucking play a game.
No, I'm chatting. I have like ultra ADHD.
Get the game off the screen. Show me your guns.
Can you go pass me a gun?
Okay, make sure they're unloaded before my child picks up a gun.
Sarah, pass me the rifle by the door. Or the
shotgun. Are those fucking things unloaded?
For sure.
Don't fuck with me, Tony. I will fucking come out there with the goddamn.
Don't point it at yourself.
God damn it, Tony.
I'm not doing that. I'm joking.
God damn it. Don't fucking.
All right, guys. We have this guy here. It's a 6-hour M400.
Okay, just be honest with me. First off, go bigger on the screen, Tony, because your game's taking up the screen.
All right. Let's stop sharing the.
Okay, and second off, are you telling me for sure these guns are not loaded that my child is in your house with?
Are they unloaded? I mean, now.
Why would you keep a loaded gun like that?
For criminals.
Yeah, but what if you accidentally trip and it shoots or something?
Why would they be just on the ground? They're stationed up somewhere, you know.
Have you met my daughter?
Yeah, we're familiar.
She's kind of clumsy. She'll trip and she'll.
Okay, I took a bullet out. Yeah, we're chilling.
Listen. I know you're only part Mexican. I'm going to call ICE. I'm calling ICE.
I'm fairly all Mexican. Yeah, you know, I grew up in a Hispanic household. Spanish is my first language.
Yeah.
When in November of 1999, I was born in 97, by the way, but in November of 99, my father was like, "Hey, Y2K, that's going to be fucking crazy, dog. Let's get the fuck out of here." And we went to a jungle in Mexico, and I spent some time up there. So fairly Mexican, you know?
Okay, but Mexican enough that if ICE showed up because you have guns, you're going to be in trouble.
Me? No. I
know you're illegal. I'm just saying.
This? Yeah, I know. I have the white card. I have the pass.
I know, but you have put my daughter on. I'm worried now. Pompous says this is why lefties shouldn't make gun laws. Shut up, Pompous, you stupid asshole.
Sarah, come here.
So I could have picked up that gun in your home and pulled the trigger and it would have fired.
No, the safety's on.
Oh my God.
Right here, towards the back of the gun.
This is horrible.
See there's a picture. You can't really see it here, but it says no bullet. Then you flip it this way, and now it says yes bullet.
Yeah, but what if you accidentally flip it that way?
I mean, what if you accidentally crash into a crowd of like 50 people?
Whoever does that, put my kid on. I'm done with this shit.
Sarah, your father wants to see you. Yeah, come here.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's saying. I think she said she's taking a piss. Oh, she's peeing. Yeah.
Pompous, I like this guy more and more. Shut up, Pompous. Don't encourage Tony. Come on, man.
Pompous, nice to meet you. I do like you as well. I think you'd be fun for the stream. Joining on Jaffe's at games. Go take your break. Go get your diet.
Not until I make sure my daughter is safe. I need proof of life.
She's urinationing.
Well, I'll wait.
Okay.
That's what a good dad does. I'm waiting.
I will say I grew up fairly conservative, Pompous. I grew up Roman Catholic. I was at one point almost going to be a youth pastor. And then I was like, no. So not that. My background is in working for the government a little bit. I trained with the Department of Homeland Security, specializing in
the stories of why you had to get out, though.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking.
For sure. My childhood wasn't amazing. It was
no, not that story. What you told me about the drone stuff.
Oh, with Border Patrol?
Yeah, that breaks your fucking heart, man.
Yeah, not super fun. So I wanted to get into the military. Senior year of high school, my knee got torn out in wrestling. So my Marine Corps recruiter was like, "We can't. There's no way." But he got me into a program with DHS. So I specialized in the National Incident Command System and search and rescue operations. So, helping people during natural disasters or man-made ones with FEMA, or it was going to be looking for, people that are lost in the forest or the mountains or whatever. And they were like, "Wow, cool guy. We want you to work at Border Patrol because you're, Mexican. Your middle name's Jose. So get to the fucking border, get pushing, find people." So I did that for a little bit, but yeah, it's not the funnest time, especially because what I was essentially doing was recovery, which just means, if there's people that cross the border and they don't make it, they, for some reason or another, lose their lives. You have to find their bodies, right? It just wasn't cool. So my whole job was flying drones for hours and hours and hours, looking for, signs of life, signs of engagement, people moving through certain areas, and then, flagging the areas and having people go out, or myself, I'd go out and I'd find them and put them in a truck. But I did it for a little bit, and I noticed that the long-time employees just didn't give a shit. They didn't fuck with any type of respect for the body. A couple times I had the superior who would just grab children, 4 years old, 5 years old, and just toss them like a sack of potatoes into the back of a Chevy Colorado, just in the back of a pickup truck. And I'd complain, I'd say, "Yo, dog, you have kids. I know you have 3 kids, and you have one kid who's about that age. Is that really?" He's like, "Yeah, they made a choice. They chose."
The 4-year-old made a choice?
Yeah, that's the opinion they had. Was
All right.
this is on them?
How long does she take to pee?
Sarah, how long do you take to pee? Just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer.
Jesus Christ, child! I'm worried.
She's shaking. Yeah, she's shaking it out.
Oh God. Oh God.
Your dad says he's worried for you.
Why is he worried?
Why are you worried?
Because all the guns.
Oh, because I have a lot of guns.
They're protection guns. Tech protect.
She said the protection guns tech protects.
You're right. Okay, fair.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go get a drink. I'll be right back. Entertain the people. Kevin, do I have the time? Thank you for the super chat. Look, I don't want to see it, but word on the street is Tech will take his fucking clothes off for $20. So, you know,
$100 super chat and I'll fucking do it.
All right. I'll be right back. You guys, Tech, you got everything?
Nipples below. Yeah, I have everything. We'll keep talking about the
or whatever they want to talk
DHS
about. I'll be back.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Can I get a vibe in the chat? Do you want to keep hearing the DHS story? Do you want to hear more about like other jobs I've had? Tech Protect deported my family at the borders as PG. No, I handled no deportations. I didn't handle some arrests, but you know, I only got into it because I felt like I can hopefully save somebody, hopefully find, you know, people that were in trouble. Did you wrestle Greco? I did Greco-Roman in high school, and then I did freestyle during summer breaks. That's how it is in my local area. Yes, that was interesting, says Gabriel. Yeah, so I trained with DHS. I felt I was more inclined with the National Incident Command System, which is just like managing like police, fire, medical towards like emergency sites. It was more interesting to me to be able to, because I have like one of those, you know, hyper autistic brains. Like I'm very analytical. I see numbers really well. So understanding that I would be responsible for ensuring the right resources are in the right places felt very like natural to me. Not a lot of stress for me in that aspect. But of course, you know, I speak 3 languages and they were like, we need you at the border. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, eventually I quit. I ended up working at Tesla at their Gigafactory in Reno. I keep my AR ready for break-ins. Haha. Yeah, true. Yes, Mom Pish, I'm dating Jaffe's daughter. So yeah, I left the government work. It just wasn't nice. I would go home at night and I'd think just, you know, the stories of these people and why they would risk doing all this for, you know, whatever. So yeah, I was at Tesla at their Gigafactory, did that work for a little bit. I got poached by a pharmaceutical company called Sanofi because of my LinkedIn profile. They were like, wow, this guy has a lot of fucking skills that we like. So I was the head of safety and logistics at Sanofi. You worked for Musk? Yeah, Adipie, I did work for Elon Musk directly. He signed my checks. That's a little hyperbole. But I did see that fucking guy like 3 times, right? The Gigafactory was this huge building, and they were like, oh, we're going to put solar on top, and it's going to be able to power like us charging the batteries and getting them out for shipping. And, you know, he would show up, and I'm not a fan of him now, but back in the day, he was just like he doesn't give a shit. He just like, he does what he needs to do when he does it. Near our little breakfast nook at the office, there was like these sleeping tubes, these little fucking rooms you could like just take a nap in if you wanted to work overnight or something. And the motherfucker would just like be there. He'd just be there asleep. Like he was on display. Like there was no privacy in those rooms, obviously, because they don't want, you know, people like jacking off at work or fucking. But yeah, he'd just be asleep, and the man sleeps like a fucking like vampire, dog. He's like posted up, hands on his chest, you know, big chilling. You know, sometimes a couple times he'd come over to the security office, and you know, he's like, I need the cameras, and you're just not supposed to ask him why. He's like, okay, you know, here you are, rich man. That was a fun time. A lot of stories from the Gigafactory. But yeah, then I went to Sanofi. They produce medicines for all kinds of shit. I think they do Bengay on the side, but they also do like organ transplant medication. Let's see, I'm gonna put something on the background so I'm not just like a face, because people are gonna be like, you know, where's Jaffe? So let's do this. Let's share screen.
What happened?
Your dad is taking a piss break.
The stream is on?
Yeah, we're streaming. Do you want to say hi?
Yeah.
Wave over. Say hi.
Hello.
You can't hear them, but no one's talking, so it's fine.
Oh, okay.
but yeah, my career has been pretty extensive. I've done a couple things here and there.
Where'd my kid go?
Oh, you want to say hi?
Of course.
Me, Dad?
Hi,
Your father's
baby.
here.
Wait, I can't hear him.
Yeah,
Hi,
because you're my
baby.
Put me on the headphones.
I can't, or else it'll speak into the mic, and then
Oh.
the audience hears it. But wave, say hi.
I can hear it now.
Hi, Dad.
Yeah, she
Hi,
just can't hear
baby.
you.
I don't. You have to be
Wait,
safe.
I'll do the headphones.
You have to be safe around the guns.
Will you grab the rifle and hold it for your dad?
No.
I don't know how to hold it. I'm not trained with it.
No,
Just
do
like-
not give my child that gun. Sarah, put
He's
it
mad.
Yeah, he's mad.
Why?
He said, put it down.
Yeah.
Don't give it to Sarah. She's not trained. Do you grab the shotgun? No.
No.
Okay.
Oh,
The shotgun.
my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. The shotgun's doesn't have a safety on it, so. Your Jaffe here says
It doesn't have a safety on it, the shotgun.
shotgun. Yeah, it doesn't have a safety.
And it's loaded.
Well, no. I mean, yes, but no.
No?
The
The
fuck
shotgun?
does that?
Oh,
No, do not let that child touch that shotgun.
You're not allowed to touch the shotgun. Your dad says. He says
Oh.
maybe when you're older.
All right.
She has way too much ADD, just like I do. Don't let that child touch that fucking shotgun, Tony.
Oh, you wanna?
I just want to sit next to you. I don't have to be on camera.
You put your dad as the bigger guy, and that's just the little people on the side. But yeah, that is life.
No,
Why are you making me
that's-
bigger?
That's death, is what that is.
Nah, we're chilling.
Let me talk to that child. Put her on the fucking phone.
You can go on the headset. My ears are sweaty. I'm not gonna be able to hear what they're saying, so good luck.
Child, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hey, Pops.
Hey, Pops, do not fucking touch those goddamn guns. Do not. The shotgun has no fucking safety on it.
I don't shoot the gun. I don't
Don't-
shoot the gun.
Not
you know
yet.
how clumsy you are? You're
I'm not gonna accidentally fire the gun, Pops.
I want you to be safe. I adore you. I love you, my
I'm joking,
beautiful
I'm
child.
joking.
Stop joking. He's fooling around. He's goofing and gaffing, but I'm not. I don't fuck with the gun. I don't even like to. I don't like the gun.
All right, because I don't like that shit. Listen,
like
this
the
guy,
gun?
Warp
No,
Guy
it makes
says
me
my
nervous.
aunt got a
That's a
claw
sleeper.
for a hand because she. Listen to this.
Gun.
Listen, Sarah Ann. This one in the stream right now says, my aunt has a claw for a hand now because of a loaded gun she found in a sock drawer. And then Jonathan says, my friend almost killed another one of my friends messing with the shotgun with no safety. He put the shotgun in the window he was sitting underneath.
Yeah.
Don't fuck
going
around.
You don't have to convince me. I don't fucking shoot the gun. I don't like the gun.
I'm
Yeah.
ready to take a fat fucking rip of the vape.
Oh my God.
No, I have it here. Your dad's gonna be like, "That's loud."
All right. Just
I'm not like Courtney Love. Okay. I'm not.
congratulations on the job, my sweet child. I adore you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah, this is gonna be better. I did not enjoy the call center job. I'm glad that shit ended. So
Yeah, my baby. All right, everything's good.
yeah, everything's fine. How are you?
I'm good. Talk to mom today. She's waiting for your call,
Yeah, I know.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna get back to work. I love you so much, bud.
Love you, Pops.
Bye, sweet boy.
What a good dad.
Yeah.
He loves you. All right, we're back.
Okay, Tony, here's the deal. When you come into town,
Don't bring the guns.
well, no, but you know what we should do? We should go to a gun range and stream it. Because I have shot guns before, but not like at a range.
Put this back. Yeah, that's for sure. That's
Sure.
sounds like a fun plan. At one point in time, I was NRA certified as an instructor, so I can show you the ropes on how to get that.
Yeah, no, I'd like to see how good I am just going in there and seeing if I can hit a target.
They say in the military, at least the recruiters I talk to, is that video gamers are more accurate coming into boot camp than non-gamers.
Why? Just practice?
I imagine it's a hand-eye coordination, right? Because as much as a gun is like, wow, scary, the science behind it is like you have to have your hands in the right position and maintain them while you shoot. And someone who doesn't work with their hands too much isn't going to have that like innate skill set. But a gamer, right, who's constantly playing with controls or on keyboard or moving his mouse, they're going to be more inclined to have steadier.
How much it depends on the gun, but if you're going to shoot like a shotgun, well, not a shotgun, if you're going to shoot like a pistol and you want to be accurate, how much of a kick do you account for in terms of your aiming? How much lower should the gun be than the actual target?
Well, the kick happens after the bullet is outside of the gun. So
Okay,
your
so
aim
you
has
don't
to
you
be
don't
on
account
it.
for that. Then you aim for where you want the bullet to go.
Yeah, in terms of kick accounting, essentially that only is when you're working with like I'm gonna have to fire multiple shots down a range, and I want most of them to hit the target. That the following shot, the sequential shooting,
Right.
I have to brace my arm properly so it doesn't move too much.
Okay, but the first shot is cool without the
First
kick.
shot's cool.
Now,
Yeah.
what about bullet drop? Because I plan on sniping. I'm kidding. All right, let's get back to the show. Everybody, welcome back. Thanks for giving me a little bit of a break so I can go pee, get something to eat, drink a little bit of the bubbly. Jaffe, I don't approve of this unsafe environment for your kid. Yeah, I don't fucking either. I'm kind of serious too. I'm gonna live right now as the assumption that Tony's kind of shooting the shit and kidding. I don't fucking know. There's, I know he's got guns, but they just kind of seem cavalierly tossed about the place. I'm a little worried. I'm gonna have a conversation with him off stream, but I don't know what's going on with that. That's worrisome, Tony. Come on now. Now listen, here's what's not worrisome at all. There is an ex-Rockstar game developer, and the video has since been taken offline. I'm not sure why. Maybe the folks at Rockstar didn't like this, but this is a story coming from Rockstar Intel. It says Rockstar Games dev reveals shutdown pitch for GTA Combat Overhaul, GTA 5 Combat Overhaul. He worked from 2012 to 2017. He worked on 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. He was on Kiwi Talks, a channel that primarily interviews game devs about stories. And he tried to improve the melee combat in the Grand Theft Auto video games. And so I was reading the chat, and they didn't want to mess with it. He had been playing The Last of Us that had come out. He says they do their combat really well. He wanted to fix the swing and the punch in those games and those animations, tweaking them, making them feel better on the controller. He says that's how you grow as a team and you make better games. You need to be open to the people's feedback that are working on the game, that are creating it. But a lot of times companies get very, very close-minded. And then the interview was there, but the interview has since been removed. And it's interesting to me in the sense that you get a hit, I had people talk to me who had come to work from Riot Games. And I said, well, what was that like? And, Riot at the time, the only hit they had, not only like it wasn't a big deal, but they had League of Legends and they hadn't come out with Valorant yet. And I said, well, what was that like? And they said, it's great, but a lot of times you get hired and they sort of put you in an office and they don't want you to do anything because they don't really know why the game hit. And they're like, just don't pull on the wrong lever because it could fuck everything up. So maybe that's the truth. Maybe what's going on is that Rockstar's like, yeah, we know our shooting is shit. It's been shit forever. We know our melee could be better, but we don't know why this thing's working. Could be. Anyway, the point is the video has been taken down, but it's been saved forever somewhere in the internet's brain. And I wanted to share that with you, especially because I'm getting a little bit more excited. About the GTA 6 since I learned the leaks suggesting that there might be a mission set within a hurricane. I think that's a pretty cool idea. New game announced today. I'm reading this directly from GameSpot. Magic and gunplay collide and first look at the Directorate. Shut up. Puts players in the role of a young woman caught between her obligations as a magical gangster and her desire for a normal life. What? Fans of Control may want to take note, it says. Let's take a look at the trailer together. I've not seen it yet. I was waiting for you guys because I love you. Just like Chunk loves, what's that guy's name? What's the guy's name? He's like, hey, you guys in the Goonies. Come on, Chuck and Sloth. Just like, anyway. Sloth. All right. Let me here we go. Does it look a little janky? Yep. But guns and magic? That's pretty cool. I mean, that's interesting. Early access. Is this thing out now? When is this going to be out? Let's see. You can wish list it. You can debut on Steam later this year. Yeah, I'll fucking wish list that shit. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. It looks like a more fantastical Control, says Kevin. Yeah, I agree. Lammy Kravitz says Lara Croft's spiritual successor. Jaffe, did you ever play the John Woo game? Yeah, I did, and I actually bought it again recently on Good Old Games, I think. Anthony, who are you going to block? What happened? Yeah, we saw that Forza Horizon's coming out. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Let me see if I have that. But that looked cool. You know, the direct. And again, I talked about this yesterday. If you're even in the mindset of maybe you want to pick up a PC one day, again, man, you get so much to play, so many cool things to play for free, and you can test shit out, and you don't have to pay for it, man. Kevin says there's a third-person Western horror called Hear Tell of Hauntings. All right, well, let's look into that briefly. I want to see what that sounds pretty cool, actually. It's called what? Hear Tell of Hauntings? Really? It's that called... what's it called? Am I spelling it? Is it not Hear Tell of Hauntings? I've never heard of it. It sounds cool. Hello, Robbo. Okay. Anyway, you guys stop fighting in the chat. It's obnoxious. Or don't. I don't care. Well, I do if the chat doesn't like it. The point is, look what's happening, boys and lady. Video Game History Foundation has announced today the early access to digital archive of video game history research. This is pretty fucking impressive. This is pretty fucking impressive. I'm getting a lot of 404s right now because it's brand new. But they basically right now, as of today, and I might send them a bunch of my shit. I have so many fucking design documents and stuff from my days at Sony. It might be a good idea. Maybe Alex. But here's what they have today. If you want to go see their stuff, they've got 3 of these that are out right now. And let me just show you this. So you go to library.gamehistory.org, okay? And they have magazines, production material, and promo material, right? And they actually have the physical collections of all this as well. But online, if you want to research, you can do this. Now, I'm going to see if these are working any better than they were this morning. But I kept getting an error. Okay, here you go. All right. So this is their, I think this is their magazines. And then these are their production materials. And these are, so I'll go to 1 or 2 of these, just show you guys what it is. Yeah. So look at this. So game production art assorted. And you can just kind of go through it and, check this shit out. Let me see. Game production materials, artwork, computer music consulting demo. NFL style guides, abbreviated interview, acclaim. Here's a bunch of acclaim shit. Let's see what they got. So if you're interested in game development and history and shit like that, this is a really neat. This is a really neat resource. Let me see. Yes, fine. Shut up. Business papers, events and culture, Judge Dredd. Marvel Comics projects. Let's see what their documentation they have for this. Okay. Marvel Comics sales data, Marvel Carnage and Wolverine marketing planning correspondence, the draft for Spider-Man 3, Adamantium Rage passwords. Let's go to Maximum Carnage. Character bios, story outline. It's kind of cool. I don't know the value of all this shit. Like, you know, do you really need it? But as a guy who worked in games, it's kind of cool to see how other people did it. Level 1, Stage 1, New York, player controls Spider-Man. Level 1, Stage 2, Spidey versus Doppelganger. And you get a comic book sequence. Let's see if you ever control any other characters in this fucking thing. Okay, you can be Spider-Man or Venom, stages 1 and 2. It's kind of cool, man. This is what it used to be like. You used to write this shit. Guys, I seriously, the chat is not gonna, you know, don't be fucking annoying as fuck, guys. It's not what I want from this channel. Go somewhere else and do that shit. It's really not. Please don't, or I'm gonna have to start not doing chat and shit because I can't handle that shit. Nobody comes here to hear you guys do this shit. I promise you. Tech Protect says it's not bad for engagement. Okay, carry on. Anyway, the point is, look at this. I mean, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I'm trying to share with you guys something amazing. Something amazing. This is the history of the industry that you look from software promotional material. I'm trying to share with you something amazing. And instead, yeah, you said my mother sucked balls of a donkey. This is Bloodborne shit. Bloodborne Reviewer's Guide, Bloodborne The Old Hunters, promotional guidebook, release poster, Bloodborne Messenger sticky notes. Right? Your mother stuck her penis in a blender, which is why she's now your mother and not your father. I mean, come on, man. This is what's wrong with our culture. This is what's wrong with our fucking video game culture. Bloodborne press kit with review build. Look at this fucking thing. Right? This is what you got if you got a review build of Bloodborne. I've never even seen this. You get yourself a fancy schmancy leather-bound book. Looks like an old fucking book. The Art of whatever the place was called, Yarnum. Stupid name. Great game, though. Look at that. Come on, man. Look at that beautiful fucking goddamn thing. One of the best. This is the best video game IP of all time. The best video game IP of all time. And you guys are in the chat cracking wise. Look at that. Had a hole in the book. Come on, man. Sony knows how to do that shit right. Let's see what else they got. What's Rob the Mod saying? Rob the Mod's hitting me up. He says, oh, he's showing me Nintendo Power Magazine. You got, is that the first one ever? Robert the Modder? Pretty cool. All right, let's see what else these guys have in their little cavalcade collection here. But they have these production materials, and again, you can see all this. You can see all this shit for free if you go to their site. Let's see more From Software stuff. Elden Ring. Okay, let's check out Elden Ring. I bet they Sekiro. I wonder if they have any what was their first game? Kingdom Metal Wolf was those guys? I didn't know Metal Wolf was those guys. What was that game they did? Kingsfield, yeah. Okay, let's see what their Elden Ring shit was. When you were making Twisted, did you ever jack off in the office? Oh my god, this guy. Did Elden Ring send out anything really cool? Postcards, idiots. You didn't send out shit. No, you got to go back in the day to when we were doing interesting stuff to promote stuff. Everybody's gotten so fucking cheap. Everybody's gotten so goddamn fucking cheap now. Oh, I wonder if there's any Twisted Metal one. Let's see. Let me just look up Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal, video game buyer's guide. No, I want some. Wait, what's this? Batman video game. I want Twisted Metal. I want it to be about me. Digital Archive, whatever. You're not interested. You're not interested. You'd rather talk about, whatever. Why do you read it live on air then, Jaffe, says Kevin? Because you paid for it, idiot. Yeah. What else we got, boys? New horror games out yesterday. Sitting at a positive. I may pick this up. He's only charging $11 for it. Look at this. Old school Resident Evil inspired. This is called the Mute House. It's called the Mute House. Let's
go. What the hell? We have to find her.
Emily, what are you doing? Let the department handle the case.
It's been almost a week. You know what the odds are to find someone after that.
You just...
I'm the big sister, Curtis. I should have been there to protect her.
You don't have to blame yourself because you got them on all too. You know what? Scary stories around a campfire in the woods.
I warned her. I told her about the vanishings.
It's not your fault. Emily? Emily, do you hear me?
Emily, where are you going to, girl?
The signal isn't doing well around here.
Tell me where you are.
In front of this old house. In the middle of the woods.
The old Foley mansion. I thought that place had been abandoned a while.
Nah, the door is open. I don't know. There's something with this house. It freaks me out.
Okay, look. I'll stay at the station tonight. I can cover you, but you're on your own. Call me by radio if anything happens.
Thank you, Kurt. I'm going inside. Emily over.
Hey, she looks like Nev Campbell. I might pick this up. I might stream this today. I don't know. The Mute House. Should I stream this or Sniper Elite Resistance? Let me know in the chat, man. Yeah, the voice acting could use some work. The new Alone in the Dark, by the way, is on sale in a lot of places. I actually hear that's pretty good. I may pick that up. Alone in the Dark. I think you can get it cheaper than $40, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay. All right, let's talk about something totally different now. We're going to peel off from games just for a little bit and talk about other things. Are you one of those people? This is a site that was recommended to me on my Twitter called Luxuries. It says it's a site about somewhere it says it's a site about hustling and grinding and your dreams. I don't know if it's an age thing, but does this impress you now? Like, do you look at shit like this and actually covet this? Do you want this shit? And do you think about that? My life would be good if I just had that shit. Because a lot of people do. A lot of people, and I wonder about that. Like, I wonder about looking at this and thinking, why does that please you? Why do you want this in your life? It's a lot of maintenance. It's a lot of money. And is it for you? Do you just like nice things? Maybe you like things that are, I don't know. There's a whole society out there that's just like, this is their dream, man. And a lot of young men are into this shit. They really want this shit. My nephew says, nope. Yeah, but you're old like me now, Daniel. I want a high-tech minivan, says Remy. You goddamn right. D-Truck says I'm not in the market for it. Like, what do you covet? That's an interesting question to me. What is it if you had all the money in the world and it wasn't freedom? Because freedom's the best thing you can buy with your money. Trust me, trust me, trust me. Freedom is the shit where you don't have to do anything unless you want to do it. But if you had all the money in the world and you had to spend it on something, a physical object, I want you to get yourself into the show right now. Call Tech Protect. The link's at the top of the show up there. You don't have to be on camera if you don't love your beautiful face. And I want to know what you'd spend your money on if you had a shit ton of money. But I don't want to know. I don't want like tons of things. I want one thing. What would it be? That makes me curious. Tech Protect says I drive a Honda Odyssey. I drove a Honda Odyssey till it fucking the transmission fucking exploded. Didn't explode, but it gave out, and I loved it. I wish I still had it. great fucking car. But I mean, I don't need it now because the kids are grown. But like I used to covet like a big. Oh shit! I used to covet a big fucking suburban house, and we didn't get a big one, but we had a nice sized, really nice, wonderful area of town, in San Diego, and we sold it. And one, because it was a pain in the ass to keep up. Like I think if you're like me, you need to factor in when you're factoring in the cost of a home maintenance, not just maintenance you do, but like somebody you hire 3 days a week to come and do all the shit you're not going to do. Cause that fucking house lost so much fucking value when I owned it because I don't like doing that shit. It's boring as fuck. But no one ever tells you that. You'd buy the biggest, dopest RV that's ever existed. Okay. Yeah. Mercury says big houses seem annoying since you can't keep it up by yourself. I would love just like a tiny little fucking, I'd love like a tiny house on land I owned and then somebody to come and maintain it. Cause I don't want to clean out the shitter on my own and all that crap. I don't want to do any of that crap. I just want to have the fantasy shit that's loud of having a tiny house. Manifesting. I will be success. Oh, I hate this shit. I hate this capitalist fucking shit. Be successful, make a lot of money, cool. But fuck. Shut up. It's not bringing you happiness. Anyway, I wanted to bring it up. This came across my feed and I was thinking about it, man. If I had all the money in the world, I'll tell you what, man, and I don't think he would mind me telling you. I'm sure I talked about this. You and the homies in 2025, when you decided you were going to live your best life. Oh, that's all it takes? Deciding? Come on, man. Anyway, point is, I saw this picture and I got a tour of Tommy Tallarico's house when I went out and talked to Tommy back in the day about the Amico. And he had a room that was just filled with watches. I mean, it was insanely impressive if you're into watches, but these were watches with displays and shit that were worth, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I was just like, good God, man, that is crazy to me. But I mean, he loved it. It made him happy. I respect that. But I couldn't do it. I would do that. Here's what I would do. If I had all the money in the world, I would buy a house. I would hire someone to run the house. So none of us who live there had to do it. And then I would have homes on the lot for my kids and friends and family. So anybody in my family who wanted to live around or my friends, that would be my dream. I would love that. That would be a lot of fun. So they still have their own lives, their own homes and stuff, but I don't like this idea. I think it's ridiculous. You don't know how ridiculous it is that my child is currently living, or not living, but she's visiting for durations of time in Las Vegas. Kids are not supposed to go away from home. Stupid ideas. Kids need to be around their family. Older ones, younger ones. It's ridiculous. Anyway, the point is, look at these watches. What the fuck? Tech, are you there?
Hold on. When are we moving to California together then?
Hey, let's make some fucking money. Let's live our best life in California. What do you think?
I'd be down. Sarah's talked about wanting to go back.
Of course. How can you not?
I am not a huge fan of the sorry, chat, but the liberal laws in California.
Give me a law you're not a fan of.
I'm not a fan of a lot of the gun laws in California.
Give me an example. What's one?
Okay, so the cap on magazine capacity is kind of cringe. Also, like transporting a firearm.
Well, how much of a magazine do you need?
Well, I always carry 3 mags with me in the car. They have 17 bullets each.
Okay, and are you that bad of a shot? How many bullets do you need?
No, I mean, there's a pretty interesting story about a police officer who, in the field he used all 3 magazines he had, and the guy was still coming at him. And stuff like that is not to be fearful over, but if you're going to have an item for, preparation in case an event happens, you want to be prepared for whatever event comes at you.
Well, I don't want to get into a gun debate here. We can get into it later. Let's just say that while you may be able to paint a scenario where that is an accurate statement, and I'm sure it is, I think until we find sensible solutions to innocents being harmed by guns, I think we have to do something. And in light of doing nothing, which is what a lot of people in politics are preferring to do, I'll take something over nothing. It may not be the best solution or even a great solution, but it's better than just going, oh, well, we're not doing shit, because I can't handle that.
I hear you. One of the more leftist opinions I have about guns, so we're not going to talk about a debate, but I am pro registration of firearms, and a lot of my more conservative friends are like, wow, Tech, you're fucking stupid. I think you should register your gun like you register your car. Okay, I think you should have to bring it in.
I think you should too. It's against the Second Amendment, possibly, but I look, if we're talking about changing the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and taking over Canada, maybe adjustments to the Second Amendment can be on the table too. But fundamentally, yeah, we'll see. Anyway, point is, don't shoot people. Goodbye. All right. Before we get to the worst man in America segment of the show, I'm not going to get into it with you, Ravnos. He says the Second Amendment, regulated is in the damn words. I don't have a problem with it being regulated. There are arguments that can be made, and because it's not super clear cut to some people, what's the point? You think lawyers smarter than both of us and judges smarter than both of us, Ravnos, haven't looked at the definition of the Second Amendment and said, the way it's written, this is the best we're able to do at the moment without some sort of amendment? Because then, but anyway, but let's move forward because I do want to get to the most hated man in America segment. But first, I want to show you, and I don't even know why I would want this, but it's cool. This is a file transfer technology. Why is this a file? I don't know. Like, why do I want to do this? But it's really fucking cool. Check it out. I guess you grab it with your hand and then you go to the next device and you open it and the device gets it. I mean, what happens if you trip, or what happens if you, pick your nose, or what happens if you, shake hands with somebody? Do they get the file? Is it like a virus, like a real virus? This is problematic. This is worrying, but it's cool. Things can be both. I like it. Oh, did he just give it to that guy? He gave it to that guy. That is the shit. That is cool, man. I mean, I don't know why. Can you imagine sitting in office? Hey, Jaffe, did you tweak the cars for the Ferrari for Twisted Metal? Yeah, here you go. Whoosh, toss it. And then sending it over to Scott Campbell, but then a spy who's pretending they're watering the plants from the Vigilante 8 team grabs it out of the air and they go running off. Come on, man. You think it looks fake? I don't know, Lammy. I don't know. We can only bow down in awe of the technology. Hey, it's pretty impressive. It is China, yes. What the fuck is this? It's on TikTok. It says the new file transfer. Let's see if it's real. I think it's real. HUAWEI file transfer. Okay. I don't think this is allows users to transfer files between devices using gestures. The features available on their phone's operating system. The phone detects hand movements. AI algorithms interpret the movements to ensure accurate transfers. Users can grab a file by clasping their hand, moving it to another device by releasing it. You can share files without touching the screen. It's intuitive, different lighting conditions. It's kind of cool. I don't know if I would need it, but it's cool. You can send files. It says you can send files. Darth Nugget says, I don't think they can send files to people, LOL. It says you can send files to people. I didn't make it. Okay, anyway, whatever. Let's go to the most hated man in America. Shut up. Shut up. I'm a lefty, liberal, progressive motherfucker, and I'm proud of it. Don't fucking come at me. But let me tell you something. We got to look at some Donald Trump stuff just because it's fun. Just because it's fun. You may love the man. I don't care. Love him. Go fuck him. I don't give a fuck. But let me tell you something. Listen to what he said. He's talking about the airplane. This is pretty funny. Terrible, but funny. Well, this was funny. The other one's terrible. Did you see this yet?
There weren't adjustments made. Again, you could have slowed down the helicopter substantially. You could have stopped the helicopter. You could have gone up. You could have gone down. You could have gone straight up, straight down.
It's like a Dr. Seuss book.
A million different maneuvers. For some reason, it just...
The volume's really low.
Volume's low. Yeah, it's pretty low in general. Let me see if I can fix it. Let's see. I know. It looks crazy. Hang on. Is there any way to get your volume up on that? Yeah, I'm not getting into a Trump discussion with you guys. Okay. You like him? That's great. I can't stand the guy. Anyway, the point is, he says he's talking silly, and I wanted you to hear it, but I may not be able to give you what I want you to have. I don't know how to give you what I need. Let me try one more time, then I'll give you something I know you can hear. Here we go. For some reason, but then I saw this, which was, it's like, whatever. Politis, that's what do you expect him to do? That's what he does. But I just like that he did say bullshit from the podium. That was pretty good. And I will say, I'm sorry, what a disgrace. Come on. I can't stand the guy, but let's not pretend that, oh no, the president said a bad word. But anyway, listen to this.
Little runway. The initiative is part of the FAA's diversity and inclusion hiring plan. Think of that. The initiative is part of the FAA's diversity and inclusion hiring plan, which says diversity is integral to achieving FAA's mission of ensuring safe.
Oh, there's nothing on the screen but me?
I don't think so. I think it's just the opposite. The FAA website shows that the agency's guidance on diversity hiring were last updated on March 23rd of 22. They wanted to make it even more so. And then I came in, and I assume maybe this is the reason. The FAA, which is overseen by Secretary Pete Buttigieg, a real winner. That guy's a real winner. Do you know how badly everything's run since he's run this Department of Transportation? He's a disaster. He was a disaster as a mayor. He ran his city into the ground, and he's a disaster now. He's just got a good line of bullshit. The Department of Transportation.
I was a fan of that. He did one thing for me as the president that I liked. He said bullshit. At least he fucking owns it. These guys who act like, we don't ever say any bad words. What are you talking about? But look at this. This is interesting. According to this, I don't know if it's true, the Black Hawk that hit the plane, there were 3 near hits on other aircraft. Check this out. I haven't seen this. Have you guys looked into this? Here, let me go back. There's no sound. So it says there was it almost hit that. I don't know why that's a helicopter. Unless this is the plane. And then it almost hit that. And then, so is it the plane that had 3 near misses or the helicopter? And then makes erratic move towards the 3rd. And then this is where it actually hits something. I don't know if this is real or not, but so it goes into land right here, and this is where it happens. And that's it. right? So was the Black Hawk on a mission? So I guess that orange thing, they don't have an icon for the helicopter. If this is fucking real, I don't know. Let's see. Looks like the last could have been a near miss. Who has the, why would you? Yeah, definitely an OP. The Black Hawk helicopter was used as an unmanned drone. Video footage shows helicopter making a direct beeline for the airplane before impacting the tail section. It looks like it's chasing the plane. Is this conspiracy shit or what? Allegedly, the plane had Russian passengers, and one of them had tuberculosis. Some of it think it was planned to prevent an outbreak. Really? Really? Oh my God. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying I believe it or not. I'm just saying, oh my God. Yeah, it could be tinfoil hats. Again, you guys, look, we have to stop. We have to stop with this. The government lies and people are idiots. Both things are true. Sometimes conspiracies turn out to be the truth, and a lot of times conspiracies turn out to be horseshit. But you got to allow people to question. You got to stop shaming people for questioning. It's different if you want to start passing legislation off bullshit that has no evidence, but let people mull it over a little bit. It's possible. The FBI is coming out now and saying, well, we think that COVID did come from a lab now. That's the official word. Now, is that the official word because Trump is in office? Maybe, probably. But I care that these lives were lost, but I don't care what the truth is, in the sense that I'm never going to know what really happened. You're not. Is it you just don't like talking about it? What let me ask you this. Ravno says grow up. PG says Jaffe, come on, stop. Okay, I will, but I want you to explain to me why. Like, what's the problem with what we're talking about? Jaffe, your whole thing is screaming, show me the data, you hypocrite. I'm not saying I believe this. I'm saying what did I start out saying, Darth Nugget, you stupid son of a bitch? What did I start out saying? I said, if this is real, is this fake? I don't know. That should always be your first impulse. Okay. But if this is real, and I also acknowledge, as someone who maybe twice in my life before this has ever looked at fucking air traffic control shit on a screen, I don't know what this means. But if, these things could be thousands of feet above and below each other. But looking at it on a 2D map, it's like, it kind of does look like it almost had a near miss. And do I think that there are people that could take this and then spin it into a lie to get engagement? Of course. But that doesn't mean that because there are bad actors out in the world, everything's a lie and nothing is worth having conversations about. I don't know if it's real. I don't know who Jimmy Dore is. Who's Jimmy Dore? Surprised Trump didn't say they were illegal immigrants driving the helicopter. Right. Don't tell me that, Lammy. Y'all didn't believe it, you dumb vaxies. I believe in vaccination, and do not tell me that I didn't believe that could have come from a lab. I heard the official word. I'm like, okay, well, that's possible. China has very lax regulations compared to America in terms of FDA, in terms of food prep and stuff. Okay. But do I think it's also possible it could have come from a lab? Yep. That's why we talked about it. I'm very pro-vaccination. Absolutely. Because, it kills people if you don't get people vaccinated. But whatever. I don't care. I'm going to talk about the shit. You're not going to shut me up. I won't play nuts for you. That's a real deep cut. I don't think the government says Maddie would kill 67 people to prove something. For what reason? Well, that's not what he said. What he said was the rumor is there was somebody on flight with tuberculosis or whatever, and they shot the plane down because if the plane would have landed, I guess you couldn't. I mean, that's a little weird to believe though, because why? Okay, let's say a guy does have tuberculosis. You're going to kill everybody, or you're just going to land it and bring in a bunch of hazmat people and put everybody in quarantine. So I'm not entirely sure why. Ravnos, God, Ravnos, it must be miserable to be in your head. Ravnos says, so are we supposed to think an army pilot would willingly accept a suicide mission to murder civilian passengers? LMFAO, brain rot. You're not supposed to do anything other than question all of the narratives. Okay? Even your brilliant president, who I can't stand, stands up there and says the helicopter could have done a million things. Why did it just crash into it? Right? Maybe the controls were wonky. Maybe the radar had gone out and they couldn't see because it was a foggy night in Washington. I don't know. And there are people saying it was a remote controlled helicopter. It was a drone. But let's talk about things. My goodness gracious, man. It's just conversation, baby. Shit. First Amendment. Well, I don't want to get into it. I just wanted to bring it up. Ghetto says I said nothing wrong. Thank you, pal. I appreciate that, buddy. I'm trying to get my screen back. 1 second. I know. I don't mean to do that to you. There we go. Okay. Tech, are we still on? I know we're on because people are chatting, but it says we've only been on for 10 minutes. I don't know if we had a drop or are you there, Tech?
Hello, we're here. We're good. Can you hear me? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay, so we're still broadcasting, right?
Yeah, we're solid.
All right, just making sure. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Lutron says, I forgot Trump flew choppers in NAM. The more you think, the more you enjoy thinking, says Eric. The more you bash thinking, the less you think. Yeah. Yes, people spread lies. People spread lies for all kinds of reasons. Yeah. And I just thought it was an interesting topic to talk about. You know, it's, hey, listen, wait a minute. Let's see if there's any new news on this, by the way. Did you hear we might get hit by we have a 1% chance of being hit by a world-ending meteor on Christmas, says NASA. It's true. Let me show you that real quick. Asteroid Christmas, NASA. I just saw this morning. Newly discovered Christmas asteroid could collide with the Earth. My daughter, who's out there with Tech Protect right now, when she was little, boy, I'll tell you what, she was terrified. The internet scared the shit out of her of 2012. She would run crying because 2012 scared the shit out of her. And she's like, we're all going to die in 2012. And I had her watch like the bullshit episode with Penn and Teller about 2012. It helped a little bit, but I don't know, man. Hello, MM. I don't know if it helped enough. Listen to this. Newly discovered Christmas asteroid could collide with Earth. The object's current odds of striking may sound scary, and that's fair to say. An asteroid this size has the potential to cause harm. Should it strike a city, the damage would not cause anything close to mass extinction, but the damage to the city would be catastrophic. Oh, I heard it was an extinction event. Just after Christmas Day, they spotted the rock between 130 330 feet long. There's a 1.3% chance the asteroid will hit Earth on December 22nd, 2032. Should this keep you up at night? Nope, absolutely not, said David Rankin, a comet and asteroid spotter at the University of Arizona. The object's current odds of striking Earth are scary. He says it's not a number you want to ignore, though, but it's not a number you need to lose sleep over. Don't fucking tell me what to lose sleep over, you fucking idiot. The international systems we're putting into place to find, track, characterize, and mitigate the impacts of hazard asteroids and comets are working as intended. Did you see the other thing? The asteroid that NASA sent, or I think it was NASA, sent the whatever the ship to, or the drone, whatever it was, to gather material and then bring it back to Earth. They announced yesterday that the stuff on that asteroid, and they were very careful to not have it contaminated. They said the stuff that we found on that asteroid at a microscopic level is contains the building blocks of life. It doesn't mean there is life there, but it means that life could have originated somewhere else in the universe and then landed on Earth, and that's how whatever it was got here. That's pretty cool. That's pretty fucking cool. To be honest, we have a giant cosmic blind spot for asteroids coming from the sun's direction. We have had a lot near misses, says Mercury. Yeah, I mean, scary shit. But what was that movie? The one Don't Look Up. That was crazy. That was a good movie. Okay. Trump just signed more executive orders. Okay, well, what are they? Are they good? A large amount of proteins were on the asteroid, says Eric. Not sure how they detected it. Well, let's find out together. Asteroid protein. Asteroid fragments up in theory of how life on Earth developed. This was a day ago. Listen to this. If it opens, come on now. What's up, Tech?
Me?
Tech?
I'm here. What's going on?
Oh, I brought you in. Oh, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I clicked the wrong button. Listen to this. Asteroid fragments up in theory of life on how Earth blooms. Samples from the meteor contain the chemical building blocks of life, but with a twist. Not only does it contain all 5 of the nucleobases that form DNA and RNA on Earth, and 14 of the 20 amino acids found on proteins, the asteroid's amino acids hold a surprise. On Earth, amino acids living in organisms predominantly have a left-handed chemical structure, but these chemicals contain nearly equal amounts of these structures and their right-handed mirror image, calling into question scientists' hypothesis that asteroids similar to this one might have seeded life on Earth. Interesting. It's pretty cool to think about how living humans today could be the first Earthlings to see us, but humans on another planet would be so cool. I agree, man. I love thinking about all this stuff, Daniel. I don't know. I know you're a little younger than me, but not much, but it may be generational, and I get it. Today's younger kids have a lot of other shit to worry about. But man, I look at this shit and I just think it's the coolest fucking stuff. And I know that a lot of people are just like, space, who gives a shit? I think it's cool, man. Let's see, any new news happening out there? Control tower was understaffed. Controller guiding the plane was doing 2 jobs. Jet pilot was asked to change runways. Helicopter was warned before the crash. Crash shakes legislators. DCA's most frequent flyers. Theories run wild. Revealed pilot, first officer flight. Okay, let's see. Champion figure skaters were passengers. Trump blames Biden. Was he flying the helicopter? Airline CEO blames the army. Goodness. Elon Musk pressured the FAA boss to quit before Potomac River crash. We'll see. We'll see where this ends up. I'll tell you what. What is sexsomia? Man with sexsomia was cleared of rape. What is that? The fuck? I don't want to open that. No, close it. I don't want a gaming laptop.
Sexsomnia.
What is that?
It's like sleepwalking, but sleepwalking with fucking.
You're kidding. And he was cleared of the man with sexsomia, not guilty of raping women after judge warns jury in trial. 40-year-old had a medical condition where people exhibit sexual behavior during sleep. This is some bullshit. He was found not guilty of having non-consensual sex with a woman in his apartment. The 40-year-old told the 7-day jury trial he was experiencing an episode of sexsomia, a medical condition where people exhibit sexual behavior during sleep. Come the fuck on. The not guilty verdict. What do you want to guess if this was in America and he was a black dude? There's no fucking way this guy would be. Come on, man. But I believe facts. I believe doctors. If doctors say it's a real thing, it's a medical condition where people exhibit sexual behavior during sleep. The not guilty verdict came hours after jurors sent a series of questions to the judge. One inquiry of concern to the judge read this: "Can I also be found not guilty if I steal money, but I do it while I'm sleeping?" That's a joke. One inquiry of concern to the judge regarded the consequences of committing crimes while you're unconscious. This is a really dangerous logic, the judge said. A jury should not be determining a case based on laws it wished were in place, but instead of the current laws. Okay, one inquiry to the judge regarded the consequences of committing crimes while you're unconscious. I guess he's saying it doesn't matter for you as the jury member. Doing it would be unfair of any accused, the judge said. Someone could not be found guilty of a crime they did unconsciously. We're not about to punish people for acts they have no lawful control over. There were no current laws, rules, or regulations about having sexomnia, or doing something while having the medical condition, the judge said. No laws exist about that. There are no criminal offenses about that. And it's not for you to create the law. Okay, but I mean, okay, sure. Okay, wait a minute. Like, how do you prove he had it? At 6 a.m., she woke to found him on top of her. She pushed him off. There was no dispute during the trial that Roland had this disease, but the issue before the jury was whether he was having an episode of it. It was also not in dispute that the woman was asleep. The jury asked for any evidence that could be allowed to show he was awake. And if there was insufficient evidence, why was the case prosecuted and why did it come before a jury, it asked. Pickering said it was none of his business why the director of public prosecutions had decided to pursue the court case. It was also not the jury's responsibility to wonder about these things. Fuck you, judge. I'd be curious. Instead, he urged them to look at the evidence before them and determine whether the alleged rape had been proved beyond a reasonable doubt. What the fuck? Interesting. So you're saying, fuck you, K-Nebs. He says, Jaffe, is this how you justify drawn to death to Sony execs that you were unconscious? I will murder you in your sleep. This is like saying somebody found a new way to kill someone, but it doesn't apply because it's not specified on the books. Well, that's not true, though, because murder is on the books. It doesn't say murder if you use a gun is on the books, but murder if you use an old Nintendo cartridge is not. Murder is on the books. And as is, rape. But I guess what they're saying, though, is it's not about whether he did it. It's that there is no he because it's not conscious when he did it. I don't fucking know. I guess as Mercury, he must have had a previous diagnosis of it. Yeah, I mean, that would be the only thing I can think of to prove it. Because I'm not saying the judge was wrong at a sense of like, hey, if you are on trial, reasonable doubt, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I get that. I totally understand why that's there. But I also understand that, clearly, I don't think the jury was out of line for, you'd think in the trial, they would have, the prosecutor would have said, okay, well, they're saying this guy has a history of this, but we don't see any evidence of that. But clearly that wasn't the case. So it is disturbing. It is shitty. And that's real weird. That's real fucking weird. All right, 1 second. Let me check. Okay. All right. Well,
We are going on 2 o'clock, Mr. Jack.
Yeah, I think what we're gonna do is wrap this show. It is 2 o'clock here, California time. We will be back this afternoon with another stream. Depending on the news, it'll be a mixed bag like today was. It'll be a pure game news stream if we have enough to talk about. It might be a stream in terms of playing something like Sniper, but I'd like to not do that. Maybe tonight I'll do it, but I want to do a proper stream for you guys and for us. But hopefully we'll see you guys again. For now, Tech Protect, thank you. Super Chats, thank you. Mods, thank you. I appreciate it. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, 9:45, Breakfast with Jaffe, and then I'll be on Colin's group show, but that's not live. And then 5 o'clock, I'll be on Do It Again Tech. What's it called? Lao Cow Sleeping, or what is that? I'm terrible remembering that.
Hi, am I here? Hello?
Yeah, whenever you come in, it's really loud. I don't know what that is.
It might be my fan. I apologize, gamers. We are looking to do Lolcal Tech.
Lolcal Tech. Okay. That's tomorrow at 5. And And then Saturday, if you like the wrestling and you're a member at any level or a mod at any level, we'll be doing some stuff in Discord that looks like it should be fun. So, but in the meantime, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for hanging out with Good Sir Tech. I'm very worried about these guns. He and I are going to have a chat. But look, I had fun. I hope you had fun. I hope you're doing well. I hope the rest of your Thursday goes great. And I hope to see you later on the show, part 2, coming up in about 3 or 4 or 5 hours from now. Okay, that's it. And I'll see you soon. Thanks, you guys. Boom.